Tuesday morning, day 5, Tim Hortons Brier. It is great to be back in London, Ontario for the Canadian Men's Curling Championship. This actually marks the 33rd time the province of Ontario hosting a Tim Hortons Brier. It is day 5 in the Forest City, London, Ontario. And there's the Budweiser Gardens, and there is our feature. It's Manitoba, Nova Scotia this morning. Last night, draw 9. And there was a nervous Skip and Jacques Gauthier, a nervous mom in the broadcast booth as Jacques, British Columbia, looking for win number 1 here in London.
Well, this game was very close back and forth. Carsten Sturmay tried the triple on his first, the double on his second, only got 1 both times. This is a draw for 3 that would put Jacques and BC up 3 coming home.
You never forget your first win. Yeah, Jacques, take a breath. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of excitement in your first ever appearance. 8-5 the final there. Brad Gushue, Team Canada, rolling 8-6 over PEI. Tanner Horgan, a victory, winning by 4 over Jamie Cooey, and Saskatchewan Knapp 9-3 over Higgs. So the standings break down like this. Really no surprises on Pool A. Remember, top 3 from each side will qualify for the playoffs. Cooey, Dunstone, Horgan, great start. Pool B, Botcher, Gushue, each with 4 wins, and then a look at the teams, all with 2 wins. It will be fun down the stretch. Coming inside the building, as always, glad you're watching our coverage here on TSN. Brian Mudryk, Kathy Gauthier. Let's begin with our feature now, and Team Manitoba, Matt Dunstone. The Manitoba kid actually now representing Manitoba. He's been knocking on the door for a long time. 2 bronze medals, and in your mind, maybe the difference this week, he's got his wingman back from junior.
Well, he certainly does. Colton Lott is a brilliant player. Everyone has known that, but sometimes life takes you in different ways. And so he and Matt went a different way. We saw Colton with Kadriana Sahadak playing a lot of mixed doubles, but the opportunity at the Olympic trials when Matt needed a third brought in Colton Lott, immediately became the all-star third. They're back together. Not only is he a great player, Muddy, but there is chemistry amongst those two.
Matthew Manuel, we saw many times as well at the Canadian Juniors. His first time here as a skip at the Brier for Nova Scotia. And his first TV game, at least for us, and he was so close to getting on TV in his junior career.
Well, he really was. And even though he didn't make those final couple of games, that experience really helped Matt. It gives you that presence of being on arena ice in a really big match. Luke Saunders, Colleen Jones' son, plays third. Great pedigree. He is going to help Matt calm his nerves in a very big game.
That's our feature. We're all set. It's Nova Scotia. It is Manitoba as the Tim Hortons Brier rolls on here from London, Ontario. First rock next.
I just love competing. I love playing against the top teams and showing everyone what our team has to offer. It's just a really cool feeling to kind of feel like you might belong and that you can be there with them.
You got to come out and perform, like always. That's why the games are played, no doubt. But, you know, to have confidence coming in, that's half the battle with these events, and we're hoping that carries us pretty deep into the week.
Is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee. By PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada. By Home Hardware, here's how. And by Scotties Facial Tissue, unleash the Scotties.
"18 teams from across our great country, starting the journey, the quest to be Team Canada. All the action downtown London, Ontario. And an exciting morning, Kathy. All 4 sheets in play.
Well, for Mike McEwen, trying to bounce back after reeling from that loss to PEI yesterday, takes on Thomas Scoffin in the Yukon. Nathan Young has his hands full this morning with Kevin Cooey, who is looking for his 5th win in a row. And Brendan Botcher, looking so very good this week, takes on Scott Jones and New Brunswick.
Yeah, a lot of familiar faces and new places, including in our feature. It is time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we'll begin with Team Manitoba, Matt Dunstone, BJ Neufeld, Colton Lott, and at lead, Ryan Harnden. Team Nova Scotia, out of the Halifax Curling Club, as your lead is Nick Zachernuk, your second is Jeff Meager. At third, Luke Saunders. And skip, Manuel. So Rock Colors. Redstones this morning going to Team Manitoba. The Yellowstones to Team Nova Scotia. It was indeed Manitoba winning that draw to the button. So they start things off this morning. It'll be the Nova Scotia lead, Nick, Zachernuk, and Kathy. When you look at both these teams, is there a certain matchup at a position? What are you looking for, maybe a key in our feature game here this morning?
You know, the key for these two teams is the experience is overwhelming on the favor of Manitoba. You look at Matt Dunstone, we've talked about his Brier appearances. BJ Neufeld is a Brier champion and all of those years experience. Colton, Brian Harnden, an Olympian. And then you have Matt Manuel, who is just a solid team from beginning to end, but without that experience. And sometimes
take a look.
At the Brier, that experience is the factor.
13-3. Yeah. Good. Pretty hard.
2/3.
Zachernuk right to the Tim Hortons pin. And for so many years, you saw him with his brother EJ playing with Brad Jacobs, representing Northern Ontario. And for the first time, there you see Ryan Harnden now, Manitoba colors, and so much experience, Kathy. His 14th Brier. You talk about the brushing. Won the Brier in Edmonton, Olympic gold in Sochi. And he's actually one of the guys that was at the last Brier here, 2011, with Brad Jacobs. That was his third Brier at the time, a 7-4 record, and what a career that Ryan's put together.
He is such a talent, and for Matt Dunstone, really took three individuals to form a team, and that is not that unusual, but the chemistry this team found this year, has been noteworthy. They are number one, talking about Matt Dunstone, in terms of the Canadian team ranking system that is based on points, based on how you perform and win in major events. Came in at the top of the field.
Easy. Nothing. Yep, little bit. Great shot, Nick. Attaboy. We're good. Normal.
Well, that early slide in by Ryan meant that Nova Scotia could hit it and made a good job. And so now this is the clear up.
Whoa, hard.
Whoa. Hammer that back.
Go ahead. Okay, Pete.
You don't see the leads get to throw the high hard one that early in a game off, said Kathy.
Sure you're there.
Not often.
Anybody get his corner guard?
Huh?
What? Anybody get his corner guard?
No, I didn't. It's 15-3.
All right, so it should run good.
It should be reasonable, yeah.
And the reason he's asking is for Jeff, a lot of the play, because there are two draws for the button before the game to determine hammer, it's all that outside 12-foot in. And he's trying to split the house now, but he's going down the center path that's probably the least worn.
Not curling yet.
One of the great storylines, Kathy, you and Vic alluded to it as well, and we'll get into it in the broadcast, is the junior pedigree from the Canadian juniors now coming up to the Brier.
Just make sure we're quick to the hack egg.
And as we look at Jeff as well here throwing stones, he came now that program, the Canadian Under-18 Boys Curling Championship, winning a gold medal back in 2018. And it's so cool to see all these names, that experience now translating up to the big show here at the Brier.
And the risk is always that when you get to university or college or trade school, whatever your path, that people step away because it's so hard to do it all. And this year in particular, we always talk about that 2018 Canadian Juniors. So many players still playing, which is awesome.
Nice, Colt.
Attaboy, good start.
Shot, Colt.
We were just talking about speed, so. Yeah. Go 9.5, try and get a little bit flatter roll.
Well, for Team Nova Scotia, the keys this morning, beware of the bullet. That is that upweight ability of Matt Dunstone to make a lot of granite fly and limit the scoring. You are playing the team that is not only first in the stats of points scored, but so far ahead of everyone else.
Close, yep. Roll, Luke, roll it. Great shot. Attaboy, Jeff. Attaboy, Jeff.
And for Manitoba, you have a solid all-star
Almost got a
lineup,
double
but
now.
you will see the presence of Colton Lott in this game. He will make a difference not only in what he says to Mac in the hack, but also what he does. And scoring early, this is a Nova Scotia team that might be a little bit afraid, and I use that in quotations, just nervous, respectful of who they're playing. Get a couple points on the board, make them feel like they're chasing. That's the way to put them on their heels.
Keys to the game brought to you by Sponge Towels. Absorb life. All of it.
Very good.
Shot, Colt.
Nice shot. Sit. All right, Tim. Shot. Just a little bit. Snows, Luke. 10.5.
How'd yours run there, Nick?
Ready for a long time, and then finish at the end. It's a really nice spot.
Well, that stone at the back is on, and Nova Scotia cannot afford to leave it. That's why they're asking Luke to make this hit and stick.
Here's solid. 10. To it. Clean. Stay close. Yep.
Stay down, stay down.
Yep, to it.
Stay down, go.
To it,
Nick,
Jeff, hard.
Nick, it's moving.
Hard, Jeff, hard for nose. Hard for nose. Good. Right up. Shot, Luke. Nice weight there. 10.25.
And another big part of this team, massive experience, BJ Neufeld, 8th Brier appearance. Losing the final last year with Kevin Cooey and Lethbridge. Lost in the Calgary bubble with him as well in that wild card team. And a little mistake there.
Well, we were on this sheet last night, Brian, in the feature game, and it was definitely outside in, a little bit straighter than we've seen this week, and I think that just caught BJ on that throw.
Nice. Back forward. Okay, careful.
Little hot. Little hot.
We're okay though. Curling now.
I got prime.
Curling now.
Nick, just me.
Nick in.
It's Nick's one.
We got to be right back here. It's not
Easy.
I don't think you're ever
be
through.
close.
I don't think you're ever through.
Take it, Nick. Take it.
Hard,
take
Nick.
it. Go.
Hard, Nick, you gotta go.
Go. More angle.
More
angle.
angle.
More angle. More angle.
More. Okay.
Great sweep, boys.
Okay. It's good, Luke.
We're trying to come back so far that there was no double.
It's good, Luke. Hindsight probably should have just left this.
Think I like the end.
Okay. 10.5.
So another opportunity here in one. BJ Neufeld,
Hard. Really got to go.
who won that Brier 2019 undefeated record with Kevin Cooey.
Go!
Got one and just underneath.
Well, Team Manitoba hanging in there, but not sharp yet this morning.
No.
Nice spot here.
It's funny too, though, Kathy, how
just
ends
2-3
play
feet
out,
above
and you
the
can
tee
look
line.
back and just that one early slide in by Ryan, and it sort of changes what maybe you wanted to do to start off an end and starting a game here on this Tuesday morning.
Just, let's go
For
higher
sure,
with this one.
and huge
Pretty hard
props to
not leave
Team
a
Nova
double
Scotia.
going
They
deep
have
unless
taken
we're
advantage
perfect.
of that miss and
We're
stuck
top
on
12,
every
there's no
hit
double, really. He makes a roll. a lot of
versus
shots
Manitoba
first.
rolling out.
Nice speed here.
Just a little more, Luke.
Same as your draw, really?
Yeah, just like 14.5. Okay, a couple feet above the tee line, guys.
So what a thrill for Matthew Manuel in his rookie debut, 4 times at the Canadian Juniors. The last time Shawinigan 2018,
Line's real
a
good.
6-4 record there.
12.
Played a lot of U-Sport curling as well, Dalhousie, where a lot of these athletes, you look over their resumes over the years, whether it's the junior ranks,
Got a big
Are you
chance.
back?
college, U-Sport.
We're top 4.
Yeah, right
Whoa,
here.
whoa, whoa. It's good there. It's good there.
That's a better place. They swept that last one back.
Yeah,
They were
that's
trying to
good.
make
Good
them
sweep. I like
flat.
that
They
throw.
left
Pretty
the double.
careful.
Now
Yeah,
there
good
isn't one.
Good. Right there. There's rocks.
Okay, so
I
he's
got it.
playing the double, and when I meant there isn't one to stick around, so he doesn't care about sticking around, just doesn't want to be forced.
Throw in front of it. Control.
Okay. Kind of weights you control.
Speed will be good in here, I'm imagining, eh?
Yeah. Throwing control.
Yeah.
Matt Dunstone, born in Winnipeg. We saw him in Kamloops, BC, where he lives now, and got to watch a lot of the Scotties coverage, and you got to interview him as well, and his excitement for coming here for this event, Kathy.
Well, and what a great preparation for Matt. You know, disappointed his partner Aaron Pincott lost the BC final to Clancy Grandy, and so it was a little bit, like he said, it was like a poke in the eye for her having to sit there and watch what she had hoped to play in, but it got him very excited about coming back to the big show and having the opportunity to play in front of a crowd and at the Brier.
Good attempt by Matt Dunstone, but that'll allow one more time Matt Manuel to split the rings here and force Manitoba in one.
I'm not sure whether they're struggling with the ice or just a little tight this morning, but
Definitely some curl there.
Manitoba's not stuck this end, and Nova Scotia has every time.
Make sure we're there, of course.
All right, you got it.
Chance to force.
Yeah, ice conditions always a factor, Kathy. Interesting getting to watch a few of the draws before coming myself here to London. And, you know, you saw some sheets, big, swingy ice, and there was one game in particular I think I was watching where there was a path at a certain end and it just wouldn't curl over. It just interesting in certain paths of ice thus far, as it's still early in the competition, obviously.
Slide a bit.
It's probably deep on its own, eh?
Yeah, it's deep.
14-2. Let's make sure.
We're just back forward. Never through. We're back forward. Where do you want to go with it?
I want to go deep.
Okay here.
The chief ice technician this week is Greg Owasco.
And Greg's doing a great job. He and his committee have dealt with all kinds of weather issues and people coming in with rain and snow on their attire. There's days that he's not been able to vent the building because the dew point is higher outside. There's days that he's been running air conditioning, and you keep doing all you can to create the best ice conditions as we look at the angle for the double. But I think he may just play the stick.
That'd be one heck of a double to try and make that roll out in blank. That'd be the highlight of the night if he pulled that off.
Well, and it's been a very shaky first end for Manitoba, so you want to make sure that you don't finish that off by giving up a steal.
Clean.
So looking to take.
Clean. Little more. Clean.
So yeah, just nice quiet wait.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
Pick up his single. Colton Lott, last few sweeps of the brush, and yeah, nose hit, so we're officially underway. Single on the board for Matt Dunstone, the bronze medalist in 2020 and 2021 at the Brier, in a 1-0 lead. Welcome back to our Brier coverage here in London, Ontario. Kathy, and if you were paying attention, and we were in those split boxes, new rule changes obviously with the tick shot off the center line, and that's a good view for our viewers at home. That rock is not quite touching it. You saw the little piece of technology there to tell that it was not, but you could explain to our viewers at home maybe the new rule changes and exactly what was going on out there.
Well, the new rules are that if your guard is touching the center line until the sixth rock is thrown, you cannot move it off that line. You can touch it, but it must remain on, and it is one of the few times in the game that you can ask for an official in the middle of the end to come out and measure, and that's what he was doing because there was a differing of opinion between the two skips of whether it was touching or not, and he measured and said it is not.
Line's good.
Can you do the same in the house if you're unsure if a rock comes in to touch the paint or not?
For the first six, yes. Later on in the game, no. Skip rock. Measure.
Yeah, we can wait.
Is that it? That would help.
A little bit too much line right now.
That would have helped Russ Howard and Brad Gushue at a certain Olympic curling trials final back in the day.
Good job, Pete.
Very nice.
That was Jeff Stoughton in that final, was it
It was
not?
Jeff, yes.
Yeah, Jeff, the last Manitoba team to win the Brier, was in this building in London, Ontario back in 2011. Final against Glenn Howard, Jeff Stoughton winning. Reed Carruthers was a part of that team. Reed is back as well at this championship. It was a wild card team.
A little early. Line's good.
Should glide
No
better.
bounce, guys.
Should glide better.
Yep, hard line. Hard line, Jeff. Hard line, Jeff. You're all over it. Keep coming. Come on.
good.
Hard line.
You can bounce. You can bounce.
Hard line. Hard, Jeff. Fight for it. Come on. A little deeper. A little more. A little more. A little more. Okay, that's good there. Okay, Nick, that's fine. Just.
Oh, lots of movement there.
Just biting 8 foot. 14-6 on that. Pretty much the same.
Our first update this morning, Kathy, let's check in on Yukon and Ontario over on Sheet B.
Well, an opportunity, it seems, to score 2 in this opening end. It is Thomas Scoffin and his team from Yukon that is shot, but second shot belongs to Ontario.
Whoa, Joey.
Joe. A little bit, Joe. Clean.
And that Joey is Joey Hart, the son of Richard Hart, who's here coaching the team. Brett Lang, Ryan Fry, and Mike McEwen.
I don't know, that almost looked like it grabbed.
And the shooter will stick around. I don't know, if has it settled in for you, Kathy? You're a proud Manitoba. You see that guy wearing that Ontario jacket? How you feel about that? It's all right?
It is just such a strange thing. I think that for them as well, you know, for Mike, spent his whole life trying to get a bison on his back and then was successful in doing that. And we see that with a number of players, but that is the world that we're in now. You're trying to put the best team together, and sometimes that means physically moving, and sometimes it just means being the import, but wearing a very different jersey than you ever thought you'd wear.
Hard, Luke. Roll shooter, roll shooter, roll shooter, roll shooter, roll shooter.
Well, that was like even for, I grew up an Alberta
terrible.
Oilers fan, seeing Wayne Gretzky in that Kings jersey for the first time, right?
Just awkward.
All right, let's keep it rolling now. Sheet C now. It's Newfoundland, Labrador, and Team Alberta.
Well, nothing in the paint except for a stone belonging to Alberta, so this is a draw to the paint. As Nathan Young looks on.
He always gets that eye of the tiger at this event, and already Kevin Cooey, 90%. I know it's early, but he leads skips, fourth rock throwers in the field, and an early opportunity here.
He has made some doubles that I don't know who else could make, and he just sees shots at this event. He just definitely rises to a different level, and there's your 2.
And a new look team as well for Kevin. It's Tyler Tardy competing. We saw him at junior. What a phenomenal career. He's your nephew as well, Jacques' cousin, Brad Thiessen, Karek Martin, who we saw for many years with Brendan Botcher.
Well, this Manitoba team has found a way to score a lot of points, and so this is one of the keys, is not leaving a whole bunch of red stones around.
And Jeff will roll in, kind of scooches over, top 4 for third shot
Not
stone.
bad at all.
Not bad. Wouldn't mind topping this a bit to here.
Okay.
And the other sheet in play on
move it.
sheet D, blank on the board. New Brunswick wild card 1. Brendan Botcher.
Like back 12.
Back here.
What's that? Back 8?
Back 8.
Okay.
Hair stiff in here, Beach.
Just the shade, eh?
Back 12. Whoa.
Back 12.
Whoa.
Guys,
Almost back line.
Just clean.
Back 12.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Back line weight. Right off. Go ahead, Cole. Go ahead. I don't know. Okay, Beach.
Just that little bit off this morning. Gives Nova Scotia a chance to get out.
Like an 8.5. I wouldn't mind trying to get this to squirt just a little.
Okay.
Thick half, 8.5. Thin 2/3.
8.5, boys. Nice and clean, eh?
Trying to make the double and roll underneath. But without
Easy.
last rock, really.
Nick, a little.
Manitoba has not put the stones in the places that they want. For Nova Scotia, a chance to get 2. Oh dear.
Okay, it's not bad, Luke.
So jams the Manitoba stone shot. Rock now, top button.
Oh, it's straight there.
It is.
This into here. You almost just freeze. I think you're freezing that yellow. Just got to get this angle off here somewhere. Even if you just go into us.
Yeah.
Seeing that right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing a hit on this and rolling towards the middle.
It looks like thick half with normal to me. Yeah, I think even if you freeze here, it gives them.
Oh, freeze is no
triple.
good. Yeah, freeze is no good.
I don't like this.
No, definitely not.
I think you're thick half with normal.
Okay. Even like firm?
Sure.
Yeah, it's like firm normal.
Clean. Solid. Clean.
Normal. Real close.
Clean. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Cool.
BJ Neufeld. There's the hit. Oh, a lovely roll right into that pocket. And without hammer, it is Manitoba lying the 2.
I think we're shot beat yet, but Yep.
Throw control.
What are you seeing? Board? Solid board?
Solid board.
Just kind of keep it on top of the red wouldn't be bad.
Take.
Hey, look, you got it. Pretty straight here, Luke.
Yeah. No, we'll make her.
Luke Saunders, a little bit older than his teammates, 29 years of age. We saw him 2013 Fort McMurray at those juniors, a bronze medal. As he played second that year, 8-3 record for Nova Scotia. As Nick Zachernuk trying to carve that over, and an unforced error there to let Manitoba off the hook a little bit.
I don't think you want to touch this shit.
Good broom, Matt.
Yeah, I just got to be careful on the release down that out turn. It's so straight.
Well, yeah, it was a bit heavy too. It is straight.
Huron is next.
Yeah.
So I think we just want to outcount this.
Count the 2.
Just right beside it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're, you know, if you're a little deeper,
insane?
that's okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Just full top 8.
Full top 8.
I think this is going to be close beach.
Okay.
You like that broom?
Yeah.
Just full top 8. Okay. We don't want to be to it. Speed's good.
So, Kathy, Nova Scotia letting Manitoba off the hook a little bit here in the second. And to your point, both teams not quite sharp just yet.
No, and it's sometimes hard to define. On the first day, everything is unknown, and everybody's got nerves regardless of whether you've been here before. But this morning we've seen very uncharacteristic misses by Manitoba and some not quite complete shots by Nova Scotia either.
Skip Stones here in the second.
Okay.
Top 8. Line's good.
Line's good.
Top 8.
The two-time Canadian junior
A
champion,
little bit of room.
2013 in
Top
Fort
8.
McMurray,
Hard line, if you can.
Top 8.
where he beat Thomas
Hard line if
Scoffin,
you
who is
can.
in this field this year, and
Whoa.
won again 3 years later. Stratford, 2016.
Freezing
Hit.
it.
Hard line.
Oh, we're not.
Hard line. You gotta go, guys, for depth. Hard.
Yeah, good shot.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, that in turn,
I got a
yellow.
pretty good spot. I think so. Good sweep. Good sweep.
Now, if Matt's able to drag that, or the brushers are able to drag that another couple of
I don't think I'm ever
inches.
getting rid of this.
How much can you get to this?
Like, I can get to nose, but...
That's pretty good then.
I know, but I guess I'm going to be sitting there. If I can keep this yellow on top of it, I'm going to have that, but he's just going to chuck up a guard.
At least it gets rid of the 4.
So do you think if I whip it at this, I can get those?
It's a chance. Chance of spinning. It's not going to move.
You guys think that'll go if I hit all I can see?
It might.
That's the better shot.
Yeah, you have a good amount of it.
Okay.
It's going to be rolling.
Yeah.
So 2 options. They looked at running this in there, this there,
Like
this there,
this is definitely the
but
better shot if I
you'll
can get
lose
that thing
one,
even
but
into the
this stone probably won't go anywhere. So instead what he's saying is he's going to try to hit this as hard as he can. This will go for sure, and they're hoping that this will spin, if not out, at least away from where it is.
Easy, easy, easy. Close.
Pretty good numbers in the field. 36% hammer efficiency, scoring 2 or more with hammer. And hit it pretty thin. Hard to get that red one spinning at all there, Kathy. You have to hit it a bit thicker.
When he went by
Man,
the
that's straight.
front red stone, he had lots
it's
of room.
really good.
Nice, Matt.
It's pretty good, Luke.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Man, that's straight.
It is pistol straight.
I thought I threw that so good.
It's a tough shot. If he makes it, then...
Yeah.
That yellow, red is for sure there now.
This is automatic, right? This is at least a little tricky.
This is automatic to score.
This is automatic. At least this is a little tricky.
This is tricky, yeah.
Yes.
The only other shot, guys, would be to try and draw it here. That's the only other shot I see, which I don't hate.
I would just hate to make it very
Quite like
easy
that,
on
actually.
him.
Pardon me?
I'd hate to make it very easy on him.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if we ever go here, it could be a blast.
yeah,
There's
they're
just-
looking for the back button, back 4.
There's nowhere we can draw where we give up 3.
I mean, the only reason why I don't mind this is because I think this is very much there,
Okay, well, and then play that.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think if I were him, I wouldn't want us to do this.
And isn't
Same as your
that
other
the
button.
trick, right?
It is.
Right there.
Let's go back.
Try to think, if you're Nova Scotia, what is the one shot that you don't want Matt
Full back 4.
to play?
Do you think I could almost give you the same in this spot?
That yellow-red
No, I think we
combination
need a little
is
bit more.
Just a
We
little
need
bit
more.
for
more.
sure there. And so they're trying to lie too.
So just
Full back 4.
yeah, full back
button.
4.
This is your draw the button speed.
Yeah.
Now this will run straight for a long time before it starts to make its move.
What has draw weight been here, Kathy? Has it been pretty consistent, a certain number?
It's gone up and down. It
Okay.
can be as high as 15. A lot of times we're hearing
Line's good.
14.5.
Back
Clean.
4 right now.
Back 8.
Line's a little
And
tight.
those are the times between the hog lines.
Correct.
Room. Line's good.
Still back 4.
Whoop.
Line's
Line's
great.
good.
Back 4.
Room.
Line's great.
Hard. Line's perfect. Hard, guys. Back button.
Weight's great.
Just back button. Just back button. Back button. Back button.
And the weight is perfect. Matt Dunstone,
Very nice.
as Manitoba lies too. And you talk about chemistry of
Yes, that
Colton
was
Lott
actually a
coming
little bit
over,
slower.
also working
What's
on
that?
chemistry
Felt a
now
little
with
bit
Ryan
slower,
Harnden for years and years, sweeping with brother EJ, who's now on Gushu's team, Team Canada, and all part of that dynamic of coming together as a
Almost
team.
can't make that for one anyway. Let's give it a go.
Like get another 6 inches.
What are you throwing?
I'm seeing like a 9 kind of thing, like an easy peel. This probably spins in for second if I'm fortunate. Let's go there.
Okay.
You fine with that?
I'm fine with that, yeah. What am I trying to hit? As much nose as I can?
I'd like to hit nose
Okay.
if I can.
If this red stone right here was back about 6 inches, the red one at the top of the button would go across the
yellow
top
spins in for 2.
of it, but there is definitely
Yeah,
the
I wanna get
potential.
nose for sure. No, I'm seeing like an
For-
8.5. Sliver less, Luke.
Maybe only one as I look at it, because of that red stone to the right of the broom is always going to be there. But at this point, he's facing 2. This is the best get out of jail card for free.
Easy, easy, easy.
Great numbers with his hits. Final stone.
Hard, Jeff!
Matthew Manuel, he
Hard,
needs
Jeff!
a beauty to try and
Hard,
score
Jeff!
here in
Hard,
2.
hard.
As the Reds spill, and what a shot. He'll pick up his single here in the second.
Well, it's a really nice shot by Matt.
One yellow in a 1-1 tie. And a nice shot there by Matthew Manuel for Nova Scotia. Welcome back inside Budweiser Gardens, home to the London Knights in the Ontario Hockey League, as the Tim Hortons Brier has taken over this week in a 1-1 tie in our feature. Manuel Dunstone in a 1-1 contest thus far.
And a very nice shot by Matt Manuel. If you hit that a little thicker or thinner, you may wind up jamming and giving up a steal. And even though it's only one, it starts to have some momentum to a Manitoba team that is not particularly sharp yet this morning.
Okay, whoa. Line only.
Line's fine. Hey, weight's good.
Tighter than you want.
Weight's good.
Whoa,
Halfway.
looks huge. Looks in, Luke. Looks in, Luke.
We're not
in. We're not in, Matt.
Not huge. Just
Okay, Jeff then. Jeff, hard.
go, Jeff, hard.
Hard, Jeff. Cross the line, cross the line.
Go, go, go.
And one of the reasons
sorry,
that was so important for Matt Manuel to score in that last end is this Manitoba team has been a scoring machine. Look at the difference of points for and against. They don't just win. They are really, really dominant in those games. They lead the field by far at 11 points per game as an average. And they also are tied with Brendan Bottcher for the fewest points that they give up. Their average giving up in a game is only 3. And so Matt Manuel has already chalked up 1. That's a good sign for this game.
Switch and go. Hard. Hard right to stop. You're never off this. Keep going. It's good, Pete.
Shot, Ryan. Attaboy.
You got like a thin half? Yeah, quarter. Hack. Just hack, Jeff.
A little less than last time.
Update time, Kathy. Let's check in on wildcard 1 Bottcher and New Brunswick Jones.
Wow, this looks like a huge opportunity. It is 3 for Jones right now. This is a draw for 4.
Have a look.
We just talked about Brendan Bottcher being tied with Matt Dunstone for the fewest points they give up in a game at 3. The potential here is to give up more than their average all week.
Scott Jones out of Curlmoncton back home in New Brunswick, and wow, what a great start as they put up a 4 on the Brier champion, Brendan Bottcher.
Well, Jeremy Mallet, who throws final stone for that Jones team from New Brunswick, has made some terrific shots this week, really settling in.
Hard.
Okay, cool.
And does clip that yellow, still Nova Scotia line 2 here in the third.
But again, Muddy, we're seeing more half shots and not mades out of this Manitoba team, and so this is a huge opportunity for Nova Scotia
around this corner?
to take advantage.
Is it hard to get shot around this corner for him?
I don't mind the choke voice. I like that.
I don't hate that. We're just saying, can he go there and get second? No. Not unless he's like there. In which case you could probably chase it. I don't hate the guard then. If you guys want to play it.
Okay.
I don't mind the guard either. You start going around a corner guard, you could choke it off, which means you don't bury, but you place it in front. But then Matt will probably wrap around that. You can guard your own shot stone. And it is behind the T line, but you don't even mind if Matt Dunstone plays the draw to it, because then you will follow him and really shrink the scoring area.
Come on, guys, heads down. You're getting it.
One of my favorite quotes, Kathy, from Montreal Canadiens head coach Martin St. Louis. He always talks about making sure our bad isn't like 3 days in a row or 4 games in a row. Maybe our bad is a period. And you look at Matt Dunstone, they're 4-0 coming in. Yeah, you're going to struggle. It's a long week. Maybe you don't have your best stuff on a few ends or a certain game, but if you can find a way to limit your, bad being a couple ends, a few stones, it makes a big difference in a week like this.
Well, and you have to just not have a bad game at the Brier. You have to do exactly what you said. You can have a couple of bad ends, but you've got to find a way. Yesterday morning when we covered Kevin Cooey's Alberta team, that was the biggest struggle I've seen out of Kevin Cooey. Was not precise, but it was for a couple of ends. He found a way to make the big shots when it matters, and that's what these teams have to do.
Good. Good shot, Cole. Good weight.
And not to sound like Captain Obvious, Kathy, but every single year it seems those are the teams that are the top three, that find a way, that make the playoffs. It's those little things, I think, that you have to come here and maybe lose a few times, and you learn what it takes to get there.
Yeah, for sure. You have to rise above. There's not a chance that you can play great every single game, or that you get the right breaks every single game.
Please. Nick.
Unless you're Shannon Burchard, you just show up to the event and win every time. 5 for 5.
Pass me the medal.
Hard, Nick. Hard, Nick. Okay.
Sweet, Nick. Shot.
There is Luke Saunders, and Kathy, you know this better than anyone. It's
and roll
nervous
this
being
way
a
a
mom.
little.
And this mom is not a regular mom. That is 6-time Scotties champion Colleen Jones, yourself, winning 3 titles. You're watching Jacques. Colleen's watching her son. Yeah, the Blue Nosers. Colleen, we see ya. And you know what? You two, Kathy, were such great competitors when you played. I can only imagine now what it's like watching your loved one on the ice, your child.
You know, you're conflicted all the time. You have overwhelming sense of pride, but you also are living and breathing with every shot. And I do feel like because you know the game so well as Colleen does, she's going to be kind of moaning inside with calls that she wouldn't play. And when Luke kicks out, she'd be like, oh, he set the out turn. Those are things that you go through when you know the sport as well as someone like Colleen.
10.5. Pretty straight
Did
here,
you
Luke.
bite your tongue in the broadcast booth with a few of Jacques' calls? Or?
Oh, I'd be like, oh, it's wide. It's hard. It's really hard because obviously you want the absolute best for your children.
Yeah. Yes.
But you can't help them make it. They're good enough to do it on their own.
Whoa. Really big. Jeff. Hey.
And Luke there, the nose hit.
Sweet, boys.
Good.
Very solid player.
Sorry,
Good line call, Matt.
Didn't hear that weight call until.
Kathy, as one of your dear friends and someone who
sweeping it
obviously roots for you as a person and the human you are, to watch you in the booth when Jacques won his Canadian Junior and the emotion that came out of you, it's special. It's cool to see that family dynamic. And you look across the sheets of ice, you see Colleen, how proud she is, and her 6 titles. It's just neat. It's really cool to see.
Good.
Good see.
Throw speech.
Yeah, I know it's pretty good here, Luke.
Love it.
10.5.
10.5?
Yeah.
Well, a key shot from Matthew Manuel in that second end, Kathy.
Well, it comes really early. Pressure not being applied as much as we expected by Manitoba, but he's facing 2. Manages to move that stone over, sticks the shooter, so well thrown. Instead of Manitoba getting maybe 1 on the board, good enough for 1 tie game. And it is not Manitoba dropping the clutch this game. Nova Scotia is holding their own and forcing Manitoba to make some big shots.
The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together.
Nice throw, Matt.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean. Whoa.
Skip Stone's here in 3.
Whoa. Jeff a little.
Clean.
11. Whoa. Nick.
Nick, you gotta go.
Watch the roll.
Hurt, Nick. Hurt. Good throw.
It's a little soft, eh?
I think so.
Yeah, sure.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Control.
Control weight.
Nova
Love it.
Scotia
Just
got
inside
a little
the
bit
nose of
betwixt in between. A little more, it stays out. A little less, it rolls behind. And so you leave your opponent the opportunity to roll.
Get this under the center. Decide. Try and get this.
Just roll in, maybe.
Just roll in. Okay, that's perfect then. Yeah, a little lighter.
Control. Yeah.
I was on with our Bob Weeks at TSN, and he does his Rock Talk segments. And it was cool at the Scotties. He's just talking about, you know, the Brier and upcoming here and just storylines. And to me, one of the storylines, Kathy, is the progression. And you talked about sometimes you have to take the losses and you have to learn from those. And when you look at Matt Dunstone now in his 5th Brier appearance, remember he came on the scene. He was a 4th rock thrower back in 2018, Regina 6-5 record, and then 2020 the bronze. 2021 bronze medal continues to knock on the door.
Really hard.
As you have to think that this young man, tough mistake here as he can't hold the shooter, but will eventually find himself into a final.
I do think that for Matt and his team, the hardest games will be these ones. Early in the week, just playing a little tentative. You're playing against an opponent that doesn't have your experience.
That didn't look very natural to me.
No.
At all.
No, I agree.
And so just talking about whether that stone picked money, just feeling that they've not seen a rock that jumped like that.
Pretty high speed.
Yeah.
Nick's look good.
Just remember, like if we're saying roll for line, it's probably because it's over curling. We'll leave it higher.
So huge chance for Matt Manuel.
Brier one here and a chance to try force or maybe even steal here versus Manitoba.
Little light.
I got minimum.
Eyes okay, boys.
Jeff in. Jeff in. Lots of room on this.
Even a top 12 fighter is terrific.
Hard, Jeff.
As long as it's buried.
Hard, Jeff.
15-5.
And this is what we saw last night, is that it gets in that path, and they did not get to the part where that it would curl, and they couldn't get off of it and let it curl because he was light out of his hand.
That was brutal.
All good.
It's interesting, Kathy, though, if you look back, you know, and I don't know, I'm assuming a lot of the teams, win or lose, will look at games, chart games, and say, what did we do wrong this week? What can we be better at? And it's games like this. It's, you know, morning draw, day 5. You know, Tim Hortons Brier. Is a game like this in a 1-1 tie, neither team really sharp? Would that have been the difference of us having a tiebreaker or maybe making the final 3 and it's finding a way?
For sure, it's really easy for lethargy to slip in, but every game matters, and at the end of the week, you don't want to be looking back and say, why didn't I?
So both teams letting each other off the hook a little bit thus far. Blank on the board for Dunstone in a 1-1 tie at the Tim Hortons Brier.
It is. Oh, watch this. Come on, baby. Go, 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 go. Hey.
Put that on your highlight reel.
They've got to hit maybe 3 inches of it.
One more. Have you got enough? Oh, goodness gracious, what a shot.
Brilliant.
Hard! Yes. Oh, yes. Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hard! Say it with it, Heber. Here we go. Bang, bang. Move it. On and away they go.
He has the chance of making everything go away.
Whoa! Here we go. Whoa. Bang. And across. Oh, and
something special.
We have history made here in London.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Jake Higgs and Nunavut, first ever win out of the Iqaluit Curling Club. We have young school children, the signs in the building as well. And an incredible field, Kathy, too, when you saw some of those shots. 17 former Brier champs, 7 Olympic champs, 9 world champions, and you just wonder maybe some of these young faces, a future champion in our great game.
No reason why not. Get exposed to the game.
What do you got?
For many of the kids, it's a free pass out of school, but once you get here, you might think that looks pretty cool.
In a 1-1 tie, blank on the board in 3, courtesy
really like this if you can get
Manitoba.
This instead.
I think center's okay, Matt. Yep.
It's a pretty good setup.
How much do you have?
Say none.
They're pretty much dead here.
Quite heavy, actually.
Update time, Team Alberta. And
Stay close, Nate.
Kevin
We'll get
Cooey
some good
taking
finish.
on Newfoundland and Labrador Nathan Young out of the Remax Center in St. John's.
Well, it does look like an opportunity for Nathan Young for 2. There is a guard out front that he has to navigate, but should be able, if he's able to catch the curl, get to the Cooey stone, tap it back for 2.
Hard, Vin! Hard! Clean, clean.
Through the port, little tap, and yeah, nice shot. 2 on the board for Nathan Young as Kevin Cooey, 8 Brier final appearances. Trying to get back to number 9, only Brent Lang and Glenn Howard have more.
Hack.
Yeah. Real gradual here.
Got the 1 here, Matt.
Not quite covering that stone at the top of the house, so Manitoba will pick away, try to get Colton to kid and roll
Real gradual
to the
here.
corner guard side.
You mentioned him off the top, Kathy. Kadriana Zahadak many times at mixed doubles. We saw them in the bubble, made the final, losing to Anderson and Gushu, lost one to Walker and Myers as well.
Colton and Kadriana getting married over the last year. Now Kadriana a lot, but they've played a lot of mixed together. Weren't able to play that much this year because Colton's focus on men's means that he's gone for most of the events. Nicely done. A little pocket starting to build up behind that corner guard.
Oh, bad luck. Shit.
Just that little bit extra roll. Can see that it is available, but forcing Nova Scotia out to a really new path.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Luke.
The out-turn hit here, Jeff Meager.
Luke. Stop, Jeff.
And bang. Both disappear.
Good boy, Jeff.
Nice throw there, Jeff.
A little stiff. A little hard, eh? Same weight.
Well, Colton throwing in the same path as the first one. He removed the top one, and now trying to get to the stone that is in the forefoot.
Right, you gotta go. Whoa. Clean up.
Hard.
Update time. It's Team Ontario. Mike McEwen taking on Yukon, and 1 to come here in 4.
Well, a little bit like yesterday, Mike McEwen flashed on his last stone. That's how he gave up a bundle yesterday. Opportunity here for Thomas Scoffin for 3.
Keep it moving, yep.
It's curling more, Yep, hard.
Seen Thomas Scoffin, great junior career, made it all the way to a final as well.
He's a very good player, is Thomas.
Great draw weight and 3 on the board, so right back in it versus Mike McEwen, Ontario.
Yep, to it, Nick. Hard nose.
Back to our feature, you see Luke, the quiet weight tap.
Good hug. 12-3, it's pretty close. It's like solid hack. Shot there.
I think with this for BJ, trying to get across the face of the stone.
Good hack.
Still trying to find a way to use that corner guard.
Clean. Pete. Hard right. Gotta get it moving, buddy. Keep going.
There's the knifing technique that really moves the stone over.
Shot.
Didn't get the inside roll, but did get it as much under as they could.
You like those throws I'm giving you, Matt?
Just a really straight spot.
Yeah. That one I was.
Think on your
I
eyes.
was still like, what's that?
Think on.
Well, great discussion. You see Colton talking to Matt. Colton saying, are you liking the throws I'm giving you? Meaning, am I hitting the broom?
Clean. Whoa, Jeff.
Hair more.
Clean. Jeff, to it. Get to it.
No roll.
No roll. Wait, good call, guys. Just a little hot.
And that shooter does hang on in the weeds. Back 12.
Just like a 12-2 versus an 11-6.
Well, decision time.
Really
I think
nice
that
throws, though. They're very pure.
that's the
Just
call.
full 12.
You hit that stone at the back and you roll out. Your opponent goes
seems like
around the
it's pretty
center
fast,
guard, and now you're chasing.
Probably 15 seconds, I think.
Yeah, very high 14s.
So very high 14s. The ice is quickest in the morning, we often find. The building is at its best because it's the coldest, has the least amount of humidity in it most often.
You can wait.
Back 4.
And you were here opening weekend. Obviously, Kathy, sounded like wonderful crowds to kick things off.
Super crowds, and that, of course, comes with it heat, and they're bringing in moisture on their clothes. But they're talking about a sellout this weekend, and so Greg and his team are already working on how they'll keep the ice in the great shape that it's in.
Budweiser Gardens holds just over 9,000 people. $300,000 purse this week. You have the 18 teams, 14 member association provinces, territories, Team Canada, the 3 wildcard entries.
Pretty good speed,
Everyone trying to chase down that spot on championship
you guys
weekend.
Good with this? Yeah, 14.5 on his. Good
A great line by BJ, and the shoot that you heard him say is if you take that rock and you move it up even 5 inches, it becomes more of a problem. Now a corner freeze for Nova Scotia will give them shot.
14.5.
$25-year-old Matt Manuel.
I liked it.
Oh, he's pretty close.
I liked it. Line's good.
Line's good.
Yep, Nick a little.
Nick
Line's
off.
good. Weight's great. Line's good.
Just go for it.
How's the weight?
Weight's
Close.
great. Just
Let's
do
just
it.
play the weight here.
Are we on it?
No, you're not. It's got to curl a little bit.
14.4. It's a little bit heavier.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nick, line's really good, boys.
Matt trying to lock it on shot stone, and he is. Beautiful weight.
Terrific shot.
Great sweep, guys.
Great throw, buddy. Nice shot.
Very cool customer.
Great throw.
Yeah, good line call.
Exactly what you want. 14.
Nice. Yep. Sorry.
Update time, Kathy, one more time. Wildcard Botcher and New Brunswick Jones.
Hit it 20 times.
Botcher's
I say line's good.
forcing him this end.
My bad. Sorry.
It is 2 belonging to Botcher. And for Jeremy Mallet, needs to get to the button. And watching Botcher this week, one of the things that I love about this new Botcher team is that Brendan's always been very reserved. You know, he'd make a great shot, he'd kind of nod. Well, they don't give him a chance. They're all over there to fist pound him, and it's either get punched or put your fist out. So it's good. And you've seen Brendan looking more relaxed and smiling more because that's
way out there. You're not
so
playing the backing,
infectious.
boys. You're drawing to the button.
It does bring out the best in a team.
Well, for Jeremy Mallet, nothing to it. This has to curl up and stop.
Shot, Jeremy.
And Mark Kennedy, a few licks of the brush, but it will hang on in time.
Very nice.
So he does get his single.
One yell.
Get.
And back to our feature.
Whoa.
Matt Dunstone don't want to over curl, and they will just hold it, so he is the shot stone.
Well, after 3 ends of really patchy play, of both teams not making shots, some great back-to-back shots by both skips.
Great shot.
Great call.
Man, was like close.
Full top 8, not half top 8.
We can't play like board and we're getting both to spin in a little bit.
What's that?
We can't play board on that and get the yellow to score it in for a second.
Oof.
No.
I mean, I guess. Even if I show him like an inch on the board side, I think this shot's going to be pretty good. Yeah,
His team from the hack asking if he couldn't play a soft weight hit on that top red one, you'll lose the back red one and maybe roll in, but you can also hit them at a wrong angle and give Matt that bullet that we talked about in the opening for a couple. And so trying to bury around the center by playing the shot, the worst he's going to give up is 2, and he might even steal.
Line's okay, line's good.
Close, really close.
Jeff in, Jeff in.
Let's go, soft 12.
Jeff's rock.
Hard, Jeff.
Yep,
Okay, we're staying good. Let him
Healthy.
Help him.
Jeff Meager getting the workout in here as Sachaduk helping him out, trying to drag it in. They have to get it in there. And did they for Shot Stone?
I don't believe so.
Literally
Why is he not sweeping that?
a centimeter too light, and it's the open drop for 2 for Matt Dunstone.
I also could have been more clear on the long for him.
Last end? You want a little less?
I don't mind the same as what you just gave us, right?
Same?
Maybe a hair less? I would say maybe a couple feet less than that, Matt.
Okay. Can I
Great
think what I gave you
communication.
on my out turn draw to back 4?
Is this the same pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be the same speed.
Okay.
Couple feet.
What I love about that conversation is it is not about numbers, Muddy. It was equating it to what you just threw, a couple of feet left. Those are some very good numbers in this field. Your ability to score 2 or more when you have last rock, and he's got the opportunity to add to that now.
Well, you put up that board earlier, the high-end offense of this team, and I think that speaks to, you know, using the hammer well, the hammer efficiency, putting up big numbers. And a chance to take advantage after blanking the third. Final stone here in 4. It is the draw for 2, Matt Dunstone.
Clean.
Needs full 8. Would love that 4-foot here with his final rock on the way.
Hard, guys. Line's still okay.
Keep going.
Line's still okay.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Line's still okay.
BJ Neufeld likes what he sees. And nice draw weight. And the first 2 on the board. Matt Dunstone in our feature as Manitoba leads here at the Tim Hortons Brier in London, Ontario.
Top 8.
Ryan Harnden leads stones for Team Manitoba as his skip. Matt Dunstone a nice draw. In the 4th end for 2 in a 3-2 game. It is Nova Scotia here in 5. Yellowstones as Matt Manuel with him.
Well, and we saw a different Manitoba team last end. We saw some precision making that we had not yet seen. And Matt making 2, Dunstone I mean, making 2 very good stones. A corner freeze after Matt Manuel made a terrific shot, and then making that free draw.
That's a 4. It's perfect. So I got 2. I like the same.
And so now I've got the sense that both teams feel comfortable with draw weight. Sometimes in the morning it is a little bit different. They slide a little bit better.
A little softer release.
Line's good.
Only right now. Now let's get on this.
This sheet is for sure a little bit straighter outside in before the curl starts.
Can't bounce.
There it goes.
Jeff in, Jeff in.
We're there. We're there. Really good, Nick. Good job, buddy.
It's good.
Nick is an engineer for Lockheed Martin Canada.
What's that? 14-8. 14-7-8.
This team, Kathy, and you talked about the chemistry, and Colton Lott a big part of that, and lovely numbers here. Team dynamics. I don't know if we talk about them enough. They're so important, and you have new faces, personalities. Yeah, 4 people, they can curl. There's no doubt.
No.
You bring them together, #1 seed, one of the best teams going this season. What did you see in this team early on that led you to believe, yeah, this is the right combination? They're really coming together.
I think just real honesty, and that comes to, you know, what do you need when you miss? What do I need? And if you heard Colton come down and say to Matt, are you liking how I'm throwing? That means I'm not getting the results. I don't want to blame it on the broom, but am I actually hitting it? And those kinds of conversations are really necessary. No one's trying to hurt anybody's feelings out here, but you are a team at a Canadian championship. You need honesty to know what it is that you need to do to be better.
I needed Jeff's numbers in high school is what I needed.
Well, amongst others.
Jeff Meager. So he moves things around in the house. His shooter, though, still up top.
Well, that did not work
Nice throw, Jeff.
in his favor.
It's going to be slower than this side.
I think you're like 14-2 to T-line.
And so now with all that
On your
stagger,
last one? Yeah, I
a
did.
golden opportunity for Manitoba to go around.
14, low 14s.
And the runbacks will remove the redstone that is closest and shot right now, but it shouldn't be able to touch Colton's depending on where he puts it.
Lines is
Really
shake
like it.
tight. Back
Second
four.
Brier for Colton Law. He was
Line's
5 and
good.
4
Of
last year,
course.
Mike McEwen with
Line's
Manitoba.
good.
Back 4.
Easy. Little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Line. Whoa, line's great.
Whoa.
Top
Grill.
button.
Top button.
Grill.
Key. Make it good.
We're back button.
Okay, back button's okay. Really good spot, Colt. Attaboy.
Chuck.
Run it straight back.
Yeah, let's take those
Same,
two.
same shot. Might spill that in.
You know how this is moving, buddy.
Same weight or more?
Same weight. Little more.
So trying to make some contact with the redstone, either biting the forefoot or in the forefoot, but at a minimum,
Close.
wants to make sure
Yeah.
that Matt Manuel has a chance
Yes!
to make a shot on his final,
Hard, Nick.
clean up some of this
Hard.
shrub.
It's good. Okay.
Very nice.
Two reds disappear. Still shot stone, Manitoba, back button.
Nice call, Matty.
But now you got 2 in the rings
Keep
here for
border
Nova
control.
Scotia with Hammer and 5.
We've thrown that control a lot.
Control. Control, just control. Clean.
Whoa.
Clean up.
Little light.
Hard.
Forward weight.
Really gotta go. Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
Trying to get inside,
Hard.
Good shot.
and does.
Way by.
How'd it move, Jeff?
I mean, I was throwing 8.5. You're probably throwing a little more, but
Yeah.
I think it'll stay straight for you.
Thick half.
Okay.
Even though it's 2 Manitoba stones in the house,
Big
for
back.
Nova Scotia
Yeah,
right
thick
now,
half.
they do have access to the button. It would be a very precise shot and only for 1, but it is really time to clean up some of that front.
Whoa. Whoa, Nick. Nick. Hard, Nick. Hard.
Curl.
Hard.
Touch it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. It's not bad, Luke.
And a score for you to update. Ontario 6-4 over
Kinda
Yukon
got
in
both
6.
ways right now.
Yeah, first thought was to guard the yellow.
That's what I think, Beach. You guard the yellow, you always
Or does he not have that?
It's not an easy shot to stick.
You can only see like half.
Straight tap the yellow?
I think so.
Probably ripping, no?
I think so, yeah, I do. I mean, he tries that shot and doesn't make it.
What they wanted to
Totally
find
dead.
out from the hack is, did they feel that Matt
Half-
Manuel could
halfway.
play this
Yeah.
double? They feel
Okay,
that it's
halfway
too skinny, so they really want to force the issue, looking to guard in front of the yellow stone so that Matt Manuel can't hit it sideways, can't raise it. They've switched
got room.
tactics now,
Easy,
really
Ollie.
trying to put
You got
pressure
room.
on Nova
Get a room
Scotia
right
and
now.
Steele.
Little too much line. Go ahead, Colt. Go ahead. Both go. Right to stop on this. Right to stop. Keep going.
Hard, Colt.
Keep going. Good.
Right.
Job.
Well, Colton's got his workout in this morning. He's
sure
done a lot
has.
of brushing.
Good boy, Beach.
Good feet.
Really strong brushers, both of them, but Colton just staying on it right until it stopped. Good shot by BJ.
3/4, he said?
Well, that mixed doubles is no joke. You're throwing, you're up, you're sweeping. It's a pretty good training tool.
Boys.
Let's go.
Clean one.
No. Nick. Nick. Hard, Nick. Hard.
Luke Saunders.
Sorry, guys.
1, 2, 3 moving. He got that graze out in front, but it works out nicely for Nova Scotia.
Well, he apologized, and he apologized because he got the tick triple. But you have to throw it close to have a chance, and that happens in this game.
Right there, that little wiggle.
We'll take it.
Yeah, take it.
Darn right
it
you
worked
will.
out.
And Matt Dunstone visibly frustrated at the back, but that's how this game goes. Sometimes you make them pure, and sometimes you don't, and so you have to sit in the hack and figure out how to get rid of that yellow stone that belongs to Nova Scotia.
No pictures on the scorecard, as they say. Skipstone's here in 5.
Good
Hard.
And you heard Matt right out of his hand. Trying to pick him up and hold the line. Holding. Getting close to that yellow. Kind of the double tap.
Good sweep.
Okay. Hey, Matt. Sorry, Cole.
I think he was just tight right out of his hand, and he called right away for the sweepers.
Matt.
Sorry, dude, just a little soft on me.
And Matt was visibly frustrated with the
Be able to
shot
back line it, right?
outcome
Because
by
the best you can do is
Saunders,
there and not
but
leave me a shot.
you can't let that get in your head.
Well,
Matt is
I
too
kinda wanna be
experienced.
geared.
I was just thinking something back.
Momentum swift.
You guys like this?
A momentum scooch?
Yeah.
You'd have to play it this way. Yeah. I mean, if I miss it and I go here, that's not bad. I don't hate that, Luke.
I don't hear you either.
Try and split it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So Brendan Botcher, he's settling into the hack as he's throwing
Unreal.
the red stones. And
I said
I'm
unreal.
not great at math, but this looks to be a draw for
Reset.
4 here, Kathy.
Got
It
hammer,
sure
let's go.
is. We were kind of taken aback when he gave up 4 earlier to New Brunswick. This team has been playing very strong, but obviously has put a lot of pressure in this 5th end against New Brunswick.
Good, running a little.
Looking for half a stone in the house for the 4.
14.
And the Brier champion from the bubble in Calgary. Nice weight. And they are looking to go to 5-0, bounce back end. That's a big score to lead by 1 for Brendan Botcher.
And so for Matt Manuel, he's actually looking for a combination of shots. His initial call is to play the split on the stone that is tight to the house, wants to lie 3
Pretty good.
and force Matt Dunstone to draw. And feeling that if it hangs out, he'll just tuck it around.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
As that rock settles.
Attempted split. And it's made.
Update time, sheet C, Kevin Cooey, final stone. This is the long angle raise, it looks like here.
Trying to chase the stone in the forefoot and hits it on the wrong side. Steal of 1.
So a good steal, Nathan Young, Newfoundland and Labrador. And good for him, he's given Kevin Cooey a good test over on sheet C.
Cooey had a really good test yesterday, but managed to come through.
Seven-eighths low.
Yep.
This was the split that he called. And I am not sure if that top one's in or not, Muddy. You heard Matt is playing 7/8 low. Now he may be choosing to play the double no matter what instead of drawing. That kind of looks like it's on.
And that could be a big point. The difference between a possible 2 here and 5 for Nova Scotia to tie things up. But first things first, final stone without hammer. Matt Dunstone trying to make these yellows go away. Dunstone 1-2, and he stuffs it, and now an opportunity for 3. They'll take a look. You could get cute, and if they don't think it's in, maybe try a little split, but I think they think it's in.
I do too.
It's unbelievable.
Well, one shot turned around this entire end.
Well, this is where you have to think,
over here, eh?
Kathy, that an Adam Kingsbury at the break will settle down, Matt, and say, listen, yeah, we got a tough break. They made a good shot. We are right in this game, though, through 5, and they're not all going to be pretty. You got to find a way to grind it out.
No, and that is why Adam is here. He is here for team dynamics. He's the one that says this is what your behavior is when things that are untoward happen to you that you didn't see coming. And after that shot, Matt
Nick, don't look up.
did not make the first one, and he did not make the second one.
And right out of Matthew Manuel's hands, you could hear never stop, go hard, and they have the entire way. Got to find some pain here, and it looks to be fine.
Guys, come on.
Nice shot, Matty.
So they jumped it early. Yeah, they dragged it a long way. So 2 for sure, and is it 3?
You want to spin it?
Hey. Let's measure this one.
So they're going to put a stick to that one out in the weeds, top 12, to make sure.
Well, you're not penalized for measuring, and I find that lots of times he loves to play the crowd. At that angle, it doesn't, but the more you move, the more it looks like it is on, and so they'll bring out the 6-foot measure and see if that outside touches at all. And in case you're wondering who the blue interloper is, that is part of the ice crew getting ready for the 5th end break.
It's 3.
3 it is, so it is in.
3 yellow on Alpha.
3 yellow on Alpha. Thank you, Luke Saunders. A 4-3 lead for Nova Scotia.
The 2023 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee. By Cashmere Bathroom Tissue, nothing feels like it. By BKT Tires and OK Tire. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
About a 2-hour drive from Toronto, London, Ontario. Great city, home to the London Knights in the Ontario Hockey League. As they're on an 8-game road trip, so we can bring you the Tim Hortons Brier. And Team Nova Scotia, Luke Saunders, a little bit of a break in that end, but it worked out in their favor. Opportunity to score not 1, not 2, but 3, and take the lead, Kathy, after 5.
Well, you look at a couple of key ends. Matt Manuel made a wonderful shot in 2 to get his team out of a mess. And yes, it wasn't a called shot in 5 that ticked and made the triple, but it doesn't matter. It's not called curling. It is called curling, but it's not a called shot curling. And that was a capitalizing on that shot. Matt Dunstone missing both of his shots, just a little bit shaken. Numbers very generous this morning. I feel that both teams have struggled a little bit, but are going to get better and have in the 5th.
After 5, brought to you by PointsBet Canada, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Dunstone coming in with a perfect record, 4-0. Nova Scotia 2-1. Final 5 to come as we step aside from London, Ontario. Lively building on this Tuesday morning. Really is one of the greatest events in Canada. All began in 1927, the Canadian Men's Curling Championship. Back in London for the first time since 2011. That year it was Manitoba. Jeff Stoughton taking the championship is now Matt Dunstone trying to do the same here in 2023. A 4-3 advantage for Nova Scotia. And you wonder if Adam Kingsbury maybe was able to settle down the troops a little bit there after 5.
Well, Adam certainly has the tools to be able to talk to this team and get them refocused on what they can do and the shots that they can make. And the reality is, Muddy, there's nothing you can do about what your opponents make and do. You own what you do.
Tight. Ball forward.
And the other thing is that you look at the scoreboard, you're down 1 with Hammer. It's not as though you were down 2 and then you gave up 3 on a bad shot, and it is what it is.
Just wishful.
Has to be exciting, too, for
14.
people back home in Nova Scotia watching.
Oh,
you
Nick.
saw Christina Black and her team at the Scotties and how exciting they were, and the youth and exuberance she brings to the ice, and this young team as well, Matt Manuel. I mean, you look at the ages, young squad, they look hungry, they want to work, they want to continue to push. As we look at a similar story for Matt Dunstone and his path and that youth and coming up, the 2 Canadian juniors, and look at him now, Kathy.
Well, and he's made that progression those 3 times coming out of Saskatchewan, but he has gotten comfortable. This is now a field that he knows. It is the first year representing Manitoba since his junior years. And so all of that experience has to play in when things are maybe not going your way as a team. This morning is you find that patience because you know what it's like to be in tough games and to find a way to win.
Top 8 here, Jeff. Tight guard. Tight guard, okay.
But you're right about Christina Black. I think she just impressed so many people. And when I talked to Matt Manuel a couple of days ago, he was so proud of where Nova Scotia curling is. They had a team that just finished bronze in the U18, won the Canada Winter Games. So he feels that curling in Nova Scotia is in as good a place as it's ever been, if not better.
15-2.
15-4.
Speed's good here, Pete.
So some teams choose to double stack the corner guards, so place one in front of another. Matt has gone to both sides to try to create the maximum opportunity to bury some stones. And so for now, we'll ignore the Nova Scotia stones and try to get Colton to bury.
I think I heard it's a rocket out of his hands here.
Well, the position of the sweepers does not give you...
What?
1 drops off, 2 drop off.
In the meantime, update time, and it looks like Thomas Goff and the heat is on here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the house, courtesy Ontario and Lake McEwen.
And it looks like Thomas is trying to hit.
So there's nowhere to hide on a draw. I'd love to be able to
shot
get to this
and roll underneath, because hitting the shot stone
Is it easy?
will
Can
not
I get
give
to it
you
on the
shot.
intern side? Probably not. Yeah.
89%
Well,
on
not
hits
way
today
easier.
for
It's not
Thomas
curling a lot.
Goffin. Needs a big one
But
here.
if I can get him to both move,
Right.
right?
Red granite
Is that
in the
call?
house.
Yeah, I think it's right there. Should hold long enough.
So, like,
has to hold the shooter, trying to carve it over and hold that shooter, and it spills and rolls. And that is a tough mistake. A steal of 3.
Ouch.
For McEwen. Ontario is Lake McEwen in full control now.
Double center and rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Matt looked initially like he was going to go around, but with those locked
You just get rid of the double center and roll out.
centers, even if you peel those 2 stones away, the scoreboard is your beacon. It's what you need to look at. And even though you've given up 3, you're down 1. And so no need to take massive risks.
High roll, high roll. Great job.
And that's terrific.
Very nice.
Opened up the front, and you've got something to either tap behind the corner or go around.
Hey, Luke, nice and quick. Yours is like a 405? Yep. I think that's perfect.
Nick! Line's good! Line's good!
Line's good.
Room!
Top 8.
Jeff in!
Top 8, which good?
Jeff hard!
Top 4.
Hard, Jeff.
You're bending it.
Top
You're gonna
4.
get
Hard,
edge.
Jeff. Keep going. Get this
You're
edge
gonna
on
get
edge.
Go.
Hard, more. Very quarter. Very quarter.
Great
Hard.
sweep, boys. Great sweep.
That's where you tip your cat to Jeff Meager, man. He was pounded that all the way.
He worked very hard. Lots of pressure, didn't slow up at all. Could not get it buried. But there's a piece under.
I think so.
He just knows.
Or not this.
Yeah, I don't hate that either.
I like killing the yellow.
Yeah, so do I. I don't mind that.
Two
Three
choices.
quarters.
Yeah.
Do you hit that
It's
or
like,
do you run the
normal.
corner?
Sure.
And that's what they're electing to do, is to run the corner, hoping that they catch 3/4 of it, and then that will leave the shooter there, buried underneath the guard.
Normal. Hard.
Yeah, you gotta go, Pete.
Hard.
Hard, Ryan.
Whoa.
Oh,
PJ
whoa,
Neufeld.
guys.
Clean. Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Little run back on the corner, pounded back, one yellow, jams it.
That's a good outcome. Didn't quite get under. I think it is a pretty good shot, too.
That smile was worth it. Seeing yourself on TV, was great.
Probably 7/8 open to
Clean.
Luke.
Wait's great. Easy on that.
Whoa. Jeff.
Easy, might have to curl.
Hard, Jeff. Hard, Jeff.
Hard, Jeff.
Hard.
You got a chance.
Hard.
You got a chance, Jeff.
Hard. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Hard.
You gotta go.
And I think that's just the weight, Muddy. Just overthrown that little bit. Couldn't catch the curl.
Nice serve.
Good serve, buddy.
And that opens the door now for Manitoba in 6.
What game do you like?
Control it.
It is loud in here this morning, too. A couple hundred school kids in attendance watching the action.
And being very vocal. And that also means a communication
just
issue
lead.
on the ice.
Good weight.
Players need to look up because you may not be able to hear.
Whoa,
Clean.
Colt.
Clean.
Colt.
Go ahead, Colt.
Colt.
Good.
Throw B. Throw B.
Is that heavy at all?
Control?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Obviously, nose is better than rolling out here, but I'd love to roll this across the center line.
Yeah, I agree.
Other side, Luke. Out turn.
Literally put the boom.
Which way do you want to roll? My way?
Yeah, your way. Just 10.5. Inch low.
Matt was trying to stay in the center as much as possible so that there wasn't a roll behind the corners. Didn't want to roll the other way because he would have been deep in the house, and that gives Nova Scotia the freeze
Nick.
to get out of jail free.
Hard, Nick. Hard, Nick.
Roll it.
Pretty much nose hit there for Nova Scotia.
Good. We're
Update time.
Full button.
It
Yeah,
is
we've got,
New Brunswick
uh,
taking on wild card 1,
2/3
Brendan
of a rock on
Botcher,
the button.
and the 4th rock thrower is Jeremy Millay for the Scott Jones team.
And not a lot of space for Jeremy to draw to this morning. It is shot stone belonging to Brendan Botcher right on the lid. There is the nail hole left, and that's what he needs to hit.
No, it's not.
Room.
It's picking.
Easy. Easy. Easy.
Water wine.
So right now it's a stolen point, that red
Way out
stone on
there,
the
boys.
button, Brendan Botcher.
It's heavy again.
As Botcher lost the Alberta final to Kevin Cooey. And this has got too much weight, and it'll be a steal of 1. So it was a great start to that game for New Brunswick.
Indeed.
As they took the 4 in the second end, but Botcher has battled back nicely in that one.
Now, really important for Matt, for him to make this shot after the last end.
Good way.
Hard, hard, hard.
Hard.
Whoa. Get.
Yep. Light. Hard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hard. Whoa.
Whoa, Pete.
Clean. No, straight.
Straight.
Hard, Ryan. Hard.
Worst
Hard, hard, hard.
So they'll roll it over behind cover. They do lie to.
Now, that was not the call. And you can just see the frustration on his face, and the reason that they are too buried, but it gives Nova Scotia a freeze.
Yeah, that's definitely the shot. Yeah. Looks like if we're light, we can count this back one, eh? Like, if they're not getting it there for you, that.
Yeah. You had here, right?
No, I was middle. Yeah.
Now, having said that, this is a very precise shot for Nova Scotia. You bounce off at all, it's a hit for 3.
If you're light, you can corner freeze the top one. I think it's better to try and go around it, though.
Okay, so they're talking plan B. I think the called shot, though, is to come to the backstone, correct?
Sure is.
Okay.
Nice quick pass here.
So to your TV at home, that backstone, back 8, and if it's not coming in the way they want, then option B is to,
There's where they'd like to be, but he's saying if he's light and he stops here,
there you go.
Then he'll outcount the back one. And that's why Matt wanted to stay in the open to force the hit.
That's your point, Kathy. It has to be precise. If you bounce out at all, you got the open hit for 3 for Manitoba.
It's Jeff's.
And nothing to this yet.
Yeah, we're just through.
Wow.
Now the Brushers haven't touched it at all.
Had to throw that weight to the Brushers there.
His weight's not that far off. A little bit less as Brushers have the opportunity to take it, and it would finish a little bit more.
Brutal.
That was a nice board, eh? Solid board a bit?
That was solid. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you the same weight.
Yep.
Okay.
Lower weight.
Great opportunity here
Solid.
in 6. Final
Lower
stone.
weight.
Matt Dunstone.
Clean. Yep. Just clean. Clean. Almost
Solid.
control.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Good toss, buddy.
Great toss. On the nose, bang. Away it goes. 3 on the board for Manitoba.
Shot, Matt. Hard boy.
And a rebound end. 6-4. Dunstone leads here at the Brier.
Being in the zone, you're just feeling the shot. Your mind becomes a little clearer.
Everything around you seems very slow.
When I'm in the hack, the mind is quieter.
Your body knows exactly what it needs to do.
I'm feeling good, so I'm not really worried about anything technically.
When it comes out, it just feels so effortless and so easy.
It's really hard to explain, but you really feel like you can't miss.
Get off it, coming across. If you got this, oh my goodness, you got it. Come up an inch. Oh, and he's gonna go across the top. Got it! You gotta angle it across, angle it. He got it. Betcha by golly, wow! You got this, if you got this, oh, you do. Wonderful. Mike McEwen gotta get it by their own. Get it by their own. Oh, and sit there, and that will be for the win.
It's a lot of fun to play when you're in that zone, and I just wish I knew how to recreate it each and every game that I play.
Kathy, it's why they do it, and it's why we love it so much.
It is true. It is a wonderful place to be. You just feel like somebody makes a call and you don't have any second guesses in your mind. You just throw it in that the rock goes exactly where you want it to go every single time. You know, Brad Gushue says, I wish I could bottle it. All curlers wish they could. But what a wonderful place when you're there.
And that's where two teams will eventually be. They'll find the zone. Gold medal game Sunday night here in London. A chance to represent Canada here at the Tim Hortons Brier as we bring you back to our feature game, Manitoba, Nova Scotia here in 7. And just a few little errors by Nova Scotia that last end, allowing Manitoba and Dunstone to have that open hit for 3.
T-line. Yeah, back 4.
T-line.
Trying to get on
Line's
top.
not terrible.
Still there, line only.
Close.
It's giant.
Make sure. Easy.
There we go.
Luke's rock. Can't go. Can't bounce. Can't bounce. Foot short's okay. Foot short's okay. Yep. Good, Jeff.
Got Jeff.
Is that lock?
Just T-line on your own.
Okay. T-line?
T-line, wait.
At 14. Just a hair more than what I gave you there.
Yeah,
4 feet.
6 feet more,
6 feet
maybe.
more.
So talking in terms of feet more helps
Line.
with precision.
Oh, back 4. Stay close. Room. Just clean. Room.
Back
Room,
4.
guys. Clean. Back 4.
Back 4,
Whoa,
back 8.
Whoa, it's got to curl huge.
Got no line.
Never off this beach.
Hard beach, you gotta
Trying
go.
to make
You're
it
getting
move.
movement.
And this Matt
Really gotta go.
Dunstone team is
Really
one
gotta
of
go.
the favorites coming in because of what
Yeah,
they've
pretty
done
good,
this
Colt.
year. But part of the reason that it's been easier for Matt
Wait, Colt.
to sort out where to put the broom is because 3 of the team members throw almost the same. You've got really deep Manitoba tucks low to the broom, especially Colton and BJ, and that little soft release pop at the end. You get similar results from similar throws, and so Matt not only knows where to put the broom for them, but more importantly, where to put it for himself.
Similar. Yeah.
That would
Easy.
make the game interesting if all 3 had to throw at the same time like that.
Well,
And then Ryan Harden's like, he's got to hold the broom. He's sweeping all 3. He's like, what do I do here? There's lots of action.
You gotta get
oh
center.
boy,
Keep going.
I have missed you.
Oh, no
It's been a
curl.
hot second, hasn't it? From Kamloops to here.
Take that, I think it might be a triple. Close to, right? You nut a red there and make the double? Or do we just tap
This
it
is
in
kind of
there?
what I was seeing. Just plant that. This will stick, but this will fly.
Can I hit the yellow and roll on top?
I don't think you get on top. He'll move the red over.
Like even if I bump ours a bit, it's
Probably do
mid.
that.
Yeah. I like that.
Control.
I don't like throwing hard at ours at all. Out turn.
Well, you talk about experience
Gun away.
on this team.
Control.
Okay.
Both Ryan and BJ have had success at a very high level, but in terms of pure years of experience at the highest level, you're looking at him right now, and that's why he waved off the call to hit their own really hard, because bad things can happen when you're hitting your own stone, and that's why he's elected and asked for this shot.
Close.
Colton, close. Ryan. Hard. Whoa.
Spin.
Hey, good shot.
That was pretty close. I think if they wanted to spin or go a bit higher up, they needed that titch more weight then, didn't they?
A little bit more. Also, I think that sometimes they look at the screen over the center of the ice, but sometimes I think it's really good to still come down and look at the situation.
Like to leave your shooter right there.
Yeah, close enough as I can, boys. Yeah, throw a clean one here.
Close to nose. That redstone may not leave the forefoot, but it should be moved off the shot position.
Hard! Hard, Jeff! Hey, bud. Okay.
Just over curled.
Oh, man. Thought
Weight's
that was
pretty
so
good there.
fine.
What's that? Or that, I guess.
Halfway.
Halfway, guys.
So nothing off the in-turn side because red would go into yellow, so trying to block the yellow back with the guard.
Okay, halfway, a little bit. No line's good. Bit of room here. Tight. Really tight. Max line. Tight. It's always Colton. Go ahead.
Line's okay.
Go ahead. Okay, line's good. Close. Whoa.
Little bit close.
Whoa.
And we talk about the history, Kathy, of this event all time. Alberta leads the way, 29 Briers, Manitoba right behind with 27. And for the first time since the format, wildcard and Gushu winning as a wild card team. Yet to happen on the women's side, a wild card team winning the Scotties.
Did not. In fact, the wild card teams were
Don't hate trying to squirt
gone
through.
by the final couple of days.
Let's try this.
And part of that was
Through.
that Christina Black, the amazing story.
Looks like the
This
yellow's
one
sitting
first?
Right there,
Yeah, I don't feel like going
It's
through.
going to go right into it.
All right, you got it.
Ah, that
Need big.
voice. What's that he said?
Nice and big.
Now you hit this just slightly
Whoa,
off
Jeff!
one first and the other. The Yellowstone will go straight through.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
And there's that
It's good, Luke.
little scooch. They wanted to just keep that sliding through.
It's actually pretty good.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. That red's wide open.
Yeah.
The best scooch through we saw was on that highlight reel that we showed with Greg
yes.
Gallant earlier in the week. That was pretty cool. I think he told us to put it on the highlight reel, and we did.
He did.
Some updates of scores.
I
So you
think
see
so, right?
Boxer
'Cause
still
if he
leading the way on
plants it here,
Sheet D.
He sits
Tell you
2
what,
on
in
1
Sheet
on us.
C,
It's a little
it's
dicey.
4-3 Alberta in 8. So a good job,
Even if
Nathan
I'm
Young,
high on
Newfoundland
this.
and Labrador, holding tight there. And you saw that big end by Mike McEwen, a
Right, I think we wanna
9-6
be down on the
advantage
moon.
with Hammer
or even,
over
even
Team
if you just
Yukon.
bumped it a little.
Yeah.
I think is a pretty good result. Because then it's awfully hard to get 2 of the yellows out, and he's always losing this.
Yeah. I think if we can bump it a bit, it's probably the play.
What's that?
I think if we can bump it a bit, just so any run in here, the one is always going to come into here instead of jamming on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think ideally we put it right here.
Yeah.
Just a hair low,
If
right?
you can get a hair low, that's the best.
Do you think like high 14s the tee?
How's that look?
Should be close. I wouldn't take any less, that's for sure.
Right there.
Okay.
Well, one of the concerns that they're aware of is this shot.
I'd say around that 14.
And so wanting to make sure that they don't give up a potential pile. So coming in about here, if they happen to tap the red stone back a little bit, it locks it on the back stone. So even if that angle slash is made, you don't wind up giving up a bundle, which is the concern right now.
Down to Skip Stones here in 7. Last year, Dunstone, a wild card team in Lethbridge, a 6-3 record.
Back 4.
Line's good.
His best record was that Calgary bubble, 9-4, winning the bronze back in 2021.
Whoa. Ryan,
Ryan, you got to get it.
you got to really make it bend. Hard, Ryan. All you got, Ryan. Hard, Ryan.
That's not good.
Struggles.
What'd you have for a split?
30.
Just a big ad?
What?
Big ad?
It was a decent
Quick slide.
I like the ad.
Tough for Matty.
Big chance here.
The intern or the outturn?
This is the intern.
Ben?
Yeah.
This
As soon as I
ice
can
is
get it, pretty
really
much.
good in terms of line and what it will do, but it is so incredibly weight sensitive and it is path sensitive. You have to always think about how many stones have been in this path, and by grouping those stones, a chance for a bullet to lie 3.
Well, you can hear Matt Manuel say big chance here, big opportunity. And this is a bullet, his first in 7. And wow.
Good go, Matt.
And you wonder, the opportunity in front of you, and you know you want to make a big shot.
Well, you know Matt had to be very tight on that stone, because with that kind of weight.
Perfect.
I saw that getting by.
Oh, yeah. Just at the last second.
Yeah.
Good throw, buddy.
Should have been sweeping it. Scott tried to cut it a little too close.
I could see why you'd do it, though. Like, you had to hit that really thin.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get right on us.
Now, there's no point guarding this because if it over curls, you leave the same shot. So Matt coming right down to the shot stone, trying to lock another stone in.
Still there.
Line's good.
No, we're not like. T.
100% on
Just
drive
wait.
so
He's
far
holding
this
down
game
you.
at Dunstone.
Line's great.
Line's good.
Line's great.
Hard, guys. You gotta go. Gotta go for everything.
Come on, Colt.
Hard, guys.
Come on, Colt.
Hard, guys.
Keep going.
We're short. Go, go, go. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Wait.
He is befuddled. Maybe rocks, maybe touch, maybe kick speed.
What'd you have on that?
44.
Do you want to just hit it? Hit it into one?
Probably for one, yeah.
It's fine.
Just a bit off nose.
Okay.
What are you seeing?
Just top it up.
Okay.
Right there.
Well, he was
There
looking
with,
for how do I score more than
backcourt.
one, but I don't think there is much other than this tap.
You can't cross that?
What's that?
You can't cross that and get the spring?
What, you think the yellow in?
Yeah.
Like
I
off
almost-
the side ones?
Yeah, I almost wanted the back one jams in the back gate too, that yellow.
I just don't see that one on the button ever spinning off.
I don't either.
Hey, it's a steal of one probably regardless, but do you think it springs?
Well, do you want to call a time and have a look at it?
I'm okay, yeah.
Why is he saying travel time? We didn't call it.
So timeout Nova Scotia. Each team gets 2 90-second timeouts.
Like a board weight tap for one?
Well, that's what I'm playing, yeah, but I'm not going to play with board. If I hit board on the nose, we're giving up a steal of 3 and losing the game.
Their coach is Kevin Patterson.
Like, do you think this goes?
I don't think the one goes. Really? Is the problem. But it is coming into it.
I just don't see, like, this one doesn't look like it's going, like, this is going straight across, isn't it?
Oh, the 5's going.
And then, what?
This is going. It's going to touch it.
And then I'm not
The issue,
getting
it
this,
might hit the
I'm
foul.
not getting this clean, like, I'm getting this. I'm okay, try it, but.
I think it goes easy.
I'm not seeing this one going. You think so?
You don't think it goes?
No.
How's
Like-
that angle look, Kevin?
We got to get on the scoreboard here.
That's why I don't mind the tap. I was actually thinking about playing the tap with more weight.
Like, this is like, I got to hit like a quarter to get that into there.
It's going to lose a lot of weight when it hits the 7.
Exactly. It's going dead into there. I just don't see that getting.
Fine
I
with
do.
getting our
I
one.
see the one going.
Let's get our one. Stay in the game.
Like, one's not a great spot either, but. Do you
It's
think
not a
it?
bad
Do you
spot
think?
either.
Do you think it goes?
I do, but you guys don't. I think these rocks.
If you guys think, like, if I get it right into here and I crotch it, it might.
I got to go to here, right?
But aren't you losing this one?
Yeah, well, this is gonna stay around.
Matt, I think the one goes.
Do you think it goes?
I think the one goes. And are you trying to get the 2 off of the 5?
Yeah, I gotta go 7 into here. I want to catch. I just don't see me getting that either. Like
I think you can get it.
because I'm definitely killing this into the backing.
Yeah.
I don't see it being harder than the draw. I think the draw is pretty
I'm
tough.
not drawing. I'm tapping.
Whatever you like, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, originally I was seeing the tap like with more weight, so the tap is tough.
Okay, let's just play the top. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I don't see it either.
You had here?
Yeah. Yeah, a little less, Luke.
So they wanted to tap this stone, but you got to remember that this stone here is in your way. So you have to hit the outside of this stone. So it's going to go in this way. This one will go. I don't think there's any problem about that, but it's going to be so fat coming off this one And because this stone is behind it, I'm not sure that that's going to come out. Either way, it's a tough shot. And even if you make it, I'm not sure you make it for more than one. Is it worth the risk?
Back four. Right on the
and
nose.
I heard a comment in there, Kathy, get your one, stay in the game. And a lot can still happen with both teams.
Yes.
Let's just be honest, both teams have opened the door for each other.
Time and time again.
Okay, easy jab, easy jab. Back 12. Easy jab.
He had an easier opportunity to make the triple on the first one, and for that to happen, that means that Manitoba's not making all of their shots, but you have to stay in.
Got to carve that over, and they will not. So after that timeout and all that discussion,
One red.
a steal of one for Matt Dunstone, and Team Manitoba now a 3-point cushion after 7. Since that 5th end break, it is tilting in favor of Manitoba. That big 3 for Nova Scotia after 5, but then an answer, 3 on the board in 6, and that steal of 1, and a 3-point cushion now for Matt Dunstone.
Well, you said it best, I think, last end, Muddy, when you talked about opportunities in both teams opening the door. Matt Dunstone, this has not been one of his finest outings. This is a brilliant player, but I think that he'll walk off the ice and kind of be shaking his head thinking, what the heck happened? And Matt Manuel had an opportunity on his first one, a tougher one on his second.
Little early. Curling early.
Wait. Hi. All there.
Easy, that line fine. Line fine.
And you know what, Brian, you and I talked at the break about that timeout and so much discussion about different shots and do you need to play more on the tap? And I think that this is one of those things that the experience of this Brier will help Matt moving forward.
Love a guard.
And former junior team, we've talked about the numbers.
And it's
this week. EJ clearly having an edge.
That top 8 weight. Yeah. Edge on edge would be mint.
Light. So you saw in the leads this morning, this new look team, and Brian Harnden has settled in nicely.
Okay, just line. I think we're there.
No, it's all there. We're there. Wait's close. We're still there, though. Okay, go to.
We're not there.
Okay, just let this stop. Let this stop. It's really good.
Very
Great
nice.
spot.
Perfect spot.
Attaboy.
Just scared. He freezes out. We throw guard.
Yeah.
Like our.
Solid hawk.
So many of the names, Kathy, we talked about it. The juniors, especially from that 2018 field, which was won by Tyler Tardy, who had a dynamic career, now competing with Kevin Cooey, Alberta. And just look at the names, not only just on this board, but on the ice this morning in particular, even in our feature.
Well, the ones that are highlighted, those are on the ice this morning, but it does show you this is a rookie team. We've talked about BC's team being a rookie team. The way that you move up the ladder, so rarely, I think quarterfinals or making the playoffs is as high as a team has ever gone. You need the reps at the Brier. It is so new. There are so many things that happen, not only on the ice, but off the ice. The crowds, the school kids in the morning, and you have to learn how to deal with that, those timeouts. And sometimes you come to the Brier as a rookie and you try too hard. And you know what it's like on a golf course when you try too hard to hit your driver. What happens?
Right in between ours would be good.
I go to the patio and I grab a bottle of Chardonnay and I enjoy the day.
But you can try too hard instead of just letting it flow. Well, some very generous numbers right through the order for all the teams. I think they'll all walk off the ice shaking their head a little bit, but
like a quarter
it does show the edge to Jeff
just to hit a quarter.
Meager for sure, and I'm giving him an extra prop for all the brushing that he's done today, Muddy. He has made a difference to so many stones that he's not thrown.
Whoa! Luke! It's fine. It's not a bad spot.
No.
Just wanted to keep that yellow on top of the red.
That's smart.
Gotcha.
That's not.
I still like hitting that. Yeah.
Keep the control. There, they'll never have a chance to get to those corners.
Well, you heard that comment. You can hit that tight guard. And if you hit that tight guard, the long one is so long that anything buried will be removable. But the bigger problem is the stone that's in the house.
Whoa!
Trying to force play to the center.
Yeah! Take the shooter, take the shooter.
Nice little spill up. Yeah, Manitoba lies 3.
Well done by BJ.
Copy.
I had 14-6 on.
Well, in the
Colton's,
plus.
so top 8. What's
The point that you
14-6
get,
on Colton's, that was
or
top
the
8
mark
here.
that you get if you outscore your opponent by 5% or more, clearly in favor of BJ this morning.
I got light.
It's not light.
Waist close.
Okay, line's okay.
Top 4.
Jeff in.
Little heavy right now.
Yeah, T-line.
Gonna need you, Jeff.
Back 4.
Yep, hard, Jeff.
I don't want to
Get back there.
Hard, Jeff, that's fine.
And he doesn't mean he's tired of sweeping and I don't want to. He means that this has got a lot of weight and I don't think I need to do anything to this because we might lose it.
Nice shot.
Sweet boys.
Just freeze it.
It's close.
You just freeze it.
Just trying to figure out who is third shot Stone.
Speed's real nice here. It's like 15 seconds to T-line.
Yeah, it was 13-7.
Yeah, okay.
So 15 seconds hog to hog is really quick.
Light. I thought, anyway.
Line's good.
Backy.
Close line. Hard line. Okay, line's good.
Line's fine.
Back
Where
wall.
are we?
We can bump it.
We're bumping.
Whoa. Really hard, Pete.
Oh, you gotta
You're
get
never
it
off
curling,
this.
buddy. Really gotta get
You're
it
never
curling,
off this.
mate. Get it curling. Oh boy.
Well, and that tells you how fast the ice is. When BJ let go, the first thing he said is it feels light, and it actually moved a stone out of the house.
Forward. He said hack.
Just hack.
Same throw, boys.
Update time. Braden Botcher taking on Team New Brunswick. And Scott Jones, fourth rock thrower, Jeremy Millay.
Well, you get that face tells it all. You saw that little shake of the head by Mark Kennedy. It is New Brunswick shot Stone. This is a draw for 2 and an opportunity to tie.
Line's okay.
As Team New Brunswick looking for win at number 1 here at the Brier in London in 2023.
Gotta go, Brian. Okay.
House into your view at home, and that Yellowstone, yeah, perfect. So 2 on the board and a tight one in a 7-7 game over on Sheet D.
There are no freebies at the Brier. Every game is going to be a contest.
Look at that. Like, that's just smart.
Yeah. Sure, where to put the broom for that. Guess.
You can see the exhaustion on Matt Manuel's face. That is not early morning fatigue. That is coming to the Brier, the pressure with it. You're representing your province. There are so many different paths. You're thinking line, you're thinking weight, and it has been complicated. You're thinking shots and outcome. It is mentally draining.
Board. Yep. Not heavy. Hard, Colt. Light.
Really hard.
You gotta go, man.
Really gotta go, Colt. Really gotta go.
Okay, whoa. Let's get this out of here.
Okay.
Good.
Well, the plan was not to roll out, but once it started to go, BJ wanted to make sure it wasn't a little bit of a pocket.
All right. Like maybe just fed it just a little.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So set it, put it back just that little bit.
I think we take the blank, eh? I don't see a 2 creeping up out of this.
No, it's very tricky.
Little less, Luke.
Well, you heard Matt not feeling like there's going to be a great opportunity for 2, and so not panicking. Says he'll try to make the double, keep hammer, try to score 2 and 9, and Steele coming home.
Yep. Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Jeff!
That Manuel
Get out.
trying to get that red going.
And will not.
All right. Oh, good, man. It's hard to believe that doesn't fly.
Well, the edge for sure is Matt Dunstone, but
I'm really surprised Nose didn't kill that.
I would think that Matt would be surprised at those numbers.
Really.
This has been one of his biggest struggles
I think this makes some sense.
in this game.
Middle
control.
I see normal.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Give me a group more, I'll throw control. Hard control.
I think your middle rock with like solid control.
I think we're just shot.
I think you are too.
Try to get the
Do you
roll
like
in
this,
here.
or do you want to just split the house?
Are you sure we're shot?
We're shot.
And I don't mind drawing, but
Okay,
as long as we're shot.
Hey, Beach, we're shot.
I would say so.
What do you think, Matt?
I'd rather a yes.
No,
I'm
let's
awful
not
at
risk
these.
Just hit it.
I'd be getting that stick
here.
out there. I'd be putting it down.
Well, you can't.
I know, but up here you can.
Well, and if you have any doubt at all, you heard Colton say, well, if we're shot, I don't mind drawing to lie 2. That's the force. Because with this stone, unless you roll in, you're giving the blank. But if there's any doubt whatsoever, this is for sure the right call.
Good weight.
Whoa!
Whoa! Clean. Whoa! Key.
Heartbeat.
And the nice, though,
Heartbeat. Heartbeat.
cherry on top would be to roll in, touch a bit of paint.
And he will not.
Okay.
It's middle of the rock.
And just making sure all those
Hey, great
outside
Throw.
possible biters,
Wait,
that
do it,
Manuel making sure, and yeah, he'll get away with it, and then a chance for his blank here in 8.
Yeah, just blank.
All right.
And if you're scoring that at home,
Little S,
that
Luke.
is a 50% shot because you
Little
got
S.
rid of the opponent's stone, but you did not get the outcome that you wanted. You didn't roll in, and that allows the opportunity for a blank.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
Clean.
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa! Jeff.
Way out in the wings here, and yeah, just enough. Does it the hard way,
Nice, Matt.
but makes it go away for a blank here in our feature. As Manitoba leads by 3, Nova Scotia with hammer. We'll step aside for one. Welcome back to our coverage here on TSN. Tim Hortons, Brier, Brian Mudrick, Kathy Gauthier with you. A 3-point cushion right now for Team Manitoba. Blank in 8, so here in 9 once again. It is Nova Scotia and Matt Manuel out of Halifax with the Yellowstones.
Well, declining the free guard zone is not a good way to start for Nova Scotia. Trying to find a way. Really need to score a pair here. To steal 1, well, that's doable. To try to steal 2, that makes it so much harder.
Oh, what's he doing?
Get some curl.
No, just leave it. It's fine.
Good, Nick.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's risky.
Now,
I like your
Manitoba
draw call, and then we're ripping
can
all day,
remove
right?
their own, but if you touch
four.
that
Cool.
yellow stone in front of it,
Steal again.
because it's on the center line, it goes back. And that's what you heard the call from the Hacks saying, wow, that's really risky. And so they'll just go around with Colton and worry about running some stones off
Good line.
later.
Little line.
Little bit for line.
Little bit line. Line's good.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Poppy. Line's great. Room. Top button.
Just
Line's
top forward.
great.
Don't lose it, guys.
Line's great. Hard.
You gotta go.
Just go right to the
Come
button
on,
here.
come on, come on,
Line's
come on, come on,
perfect.
come on, come on.
Line's perfect.
Keep going, keep going,
Beach.
keep going.
Keep going, Beach.
Great spot, Colt. Attaboy.
Good sweep.
Shot, Colt.
I just try and lock it
Well,
on.
Kathy, I thought you were the hardest working person I knew in show business, but it's probably Slider.
He's
hanging
so
out.
good.
Yeah, I can hug, sure. Why not? Photos, Slider.
Loves the kids. So many kids love mascots. Hate to say it, but
Wanna get
he
a
is the
little
face
low
of
here?
curling.
Okay, stop it. Waist close. Make sure you're there. Waist really good. What do you need?
We're here all week,
Looks
folks.
heavy. Looks
Yeah.
heavy.
No, just do it.
Good.
Nick in. Nick in. Right on it. It's got to curl. Just Nick.
curl, 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 curl.
Good boy, Jeff.
He's trying to freeze
like
right
7,
on
8
top
times.
so that Matt can't come off of his own.
He's saying 2/3.
In it,
but
in or out.
The 3/4 is real close.
And now it's about making everything go away.
Hard. Whoa.
That is a rocket on the way from
Whoa,
Colton
whoa,
Lott.
Whoa! No.
And he gets a lot of granite moving, opens it up.
Very good. Good shot.
That's terrific. Even though it is the Yellowstone belonging to Nova Scotia that is shot, the front is all gone. And that Yellowstone now accessible to Manitoba.
Nice shot. As you get.
Halfway tight.
Can't be tight.
Not good.
Right off if you're tight.
Yeah, we're elite there.
It's trying to stop, Matty.
Nick at the end.
Close game,
you
sheet
know.
D
Hard, Nick.
and
Let's go.
sheet C 7-7. In 10, it is wild card 1, Botcher
more,
with
little
hammer
more.
there.
Good.
Cooey hammer in a 4-4 tie on sheet C, and Mike McEwen up by 3 with outs, coming home in 10.
Hard.
Hard.
Really got to go. Real hard, Colton. Touch it. Oh. Hard, hard, hard. Okay. Okay, beat.
Dog's going there.
Let's get over there.
All right, Luke.
How do you think this is going to run, boys?
I think it's going to run nice for you. Nice and quick.
Yeah, everything's been fast.
Trying to use that corner guard tucked behind it, knowing that Manitoba will hit the Yellowstone, but then you'll have the double opportunity.
Clean 4?
Yep.
4 or 5?
4, yeah.
I like the weight.
I got Max.
Oh, there right now.
Okay. Like to see you
Close
wait.
though.
Like to see you wait.
I got Max.
You can wait. Back T.
Okay, Nick's.
Nick, you can probably go ahead.
No, it's pretty close.
Nick's at the end.
Needed to slow down.
Fight. And you just
Fight.
saw that yellow was just nudged.
Yeah, he did.
Matt kicked it with his foot as he was sweeping.
So they'll just
So then
decide.
Nova Scotia will put it back to where they think it was. That's a stationary stone. And in the process of sweeping, Matt's foot kicks it.
Somewhere like there. I thought.
So a lot of times they'll look up at our replay to get an idea where it was. Watch his left foot, right foot right there.
Oh, did I kick that hard?
It's not far off.
Yes, he did.
That's pretty close. If you're happy with it, I'm happy with it.
Control, nose.
Yeah. Control.
Yep. Wait.
Well, it was inevitable. Now Fiji will make it go away legally.
Wherever you want to put it, I'll hit at it.
Whoa, go ahead, Pete. Any roll we get this way. Good job, Pete. Really good.
So Nova Scotia still trying to somehow use that corner guard out of the wings and find a way to generate a couple here in 9.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there is room to roll under for sure and be buried. That's what Luke's chasing.
Clean. Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Whoa.
Hard.
Heavy, Matt.
Hard. Hard, Nick. Okay.
Good sweep, Nick.
And now that that stone is moved up the house, for Matt Dunstone, if he noses it, any roll by Nova Scotia will be
Good calls, Matty.
most likely out of the house. It's been interesting listening to Luke Saunders this morning. He is a voice of positivity. He has never been down. He's always great throws, Maddie. It doesn't matter what the score is. Yeah, another gun. Just a great throw.
I was losing rings too.
He's just very positive, and you need to do that. You have to stay in the moment, and it doesn't matter what the score is. There's zero value in bringing your teammates down.
A little hard. Clean.
Very impressed.
Heavy. Whoa.
Heavy.
Pete.
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 Pete, hard Pete. Yeah.
Gotta go, Pete.
Hard curl.
Gotta go, Pete.
Hard, really gotta go.
Pete.
Saw that. It's good.
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 Pound hard, eh?
Just a hair hard, yeah.
How do you want to get over there?
Well, I either follow you in. Kind of looks like if I back to that, we're close, but
I think it's always you.
yeah. I think we got to play that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, just trying to manufacture points.
Probably can't be two ago.
They believe that even if it comes down to this back one, it will outcount the top one, but ideally, you want to be tucked in this area.
Really close, but you probably can't be quite to that yellow, so just straight draw.
Pretty fast here.
Yeah, I had 14 on Luke, so low 14. We're gonna need that couple feet behind the tee line to get buried here.
Yeah. Slide on.
Close, Jeff. Close. Line's good. Yep, Jeff a little. Yep. Where are you? Yep. Line's good.
Gotta go. You gotta go.
Hard. Hard line.
Hard line. Hard weight. Hard voice.
Hard, guys.
Get it back.
Nick.
Go.
Hard,
Back,
Jeff.
Great
back,
brushing.
Back. Good job.
Really nice shot. Well managed.
And our first final, 10-7, as Mike McEwen, Team Ontario, getting the win over Thomas Scoffin and Team Yukon.
A little heavier in here.
I think it's not too different from this path you played here, Matt. The intern here.
Okay, similar
it's
to
pretty
that?
Similar, yeah.
So this is not worrying about being a precise corner freeze. Matt just wants to split the
You want to
house
see like a 40 with a nice ad?
to force Nova Scotia.
40? Okay.
Well, you're on that feature, Kathy, about being in the zone. Do you take more, I guess, out of winning a game where you didn't have your best stuff? Because when you're in the zone, it just feels easy, as those athletes talked about. Do you take a little more pride in winning when you really weren't at your best at all?
You don't necessarily take more pride, but you feel good that your team has that tenacity to just not give up when things aren't going well. But I can absolutely guarantee you that there will be a long conversation with this Team Manitoba team with Adam Kingsbury after it. What happened? How did we not communicate better? Are they giving enough information to Matt, or is Matt just not having self-confidence today? And if that's the case, how do you get out of it so that you start to make a higher percentage of shots in the next end? I go back to that fifth end tick bang triple by Luke that wasn't necessarily called, but it changed the dynamic instantly.
So this is the tough double for two here, Kathy? Yeah, they got it. Just score, timing.
I won't whip it.
Ninth end, down 3. You got to find a way here.
Yeah, this is something that you may not normally take on, but needs to.
Yep.
This would be a highlight reel shot.
Yep.
Final stone.
Whoa!
Matt Manuel.
Jeff! Whoa, Nick!
Trying to make the double. He's got to hit one. He's got to go cross country, and it will Just over the top. A great effort, but that is another steal.
Good.
And a single for Manitoba.
What? You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're good, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, Matty. Good luck.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, you too.
And handshakes.
Good luck. Good luck.
So, not their best performance. But as we talked about earlier, no pictures on the scorecard for Manitoba. Matt Dunstone, that is an 8-4 final. As he continues to roll when it comes to record. Perfect 5-0. And Nova Scotia falling to 2-2.
The 2023 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By PointsBet Canada, the official sportsbook of Curling Canada. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
We put this team together for a few specific goals, and one of those was to win a Brier. To do that, we're going to have to play well. We're going to have to play well through the lineups, so we got to, just focus on the process, hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way, and find yourselves playing on Sunday and give yourselves a chance.
At this stage of my career, you want to come up and enjoy it. You want to give yourself every chance you can to win. You want to take every step to make sure when you go out on the ice, you're ready to play, and you're ready to play at 100%.
That is a pretty awesome matchup, and that's coming your way this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It is Brad Gushue, the defending champ, 4-1 record. Brendan Bottcher, former Brier champ as well, in the bubble in Calgary at 4-0. How good is that? 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Draw 11 later on today from London, Ontario.
Should be awesome.
In the meantime, update time with our feature complete. Let's check in, Kathy, here on Sheet C. It is Alberta, Newfoundland, and Labrador.
Well, Nathan Young and his team doing a great job to force Kevin Cooey here in 9. 2 stones in the 4-foot, each half in. So for Kevin, looking for the complete stone in the 4-foot.
Line's fine.
A 1-point edge.
Line's fine. Broom down, broom down.
As they beat Brendan Bottcher in that Alberta final, Karek Martin, Brad Thiessen, Tyler Tardy, Kevin Cooey, as they curl out of the Glenclough Club in Calgary. And there's that tap and a single. So 5-4 Alberta, a 1-point lead with 1 to come in 10. And it is Nathan Young, Newfoundland Labrador, out of the Remax in St. John's. And that is where we will now focus our attention. You can see Alberta, the 2 in the first, and the steal point. And full credit to Nathan Young battling back. And a chance here in 10 with Hammer to tie it up, or maybe even pick up a win over one of the favorites here, Team Alberta.
It's one of the same spin. Chain heavy.
We saw Nathan Young last year, and he didn't win many games, but he really impressed. He took a lot of teams right to the wire. So much youth on this team. In fact, his third Sam Follett was late getting to the Brier because he was competing in the Canada Winter Games, and with weather, just did not manage to get here for the first game. So much youth.
And Jeff Thomas actually able to come in, a familiar face.
You bet. Did not expect to probably have to play, but he did a great job.
Here it goes.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Never heavy.
Weight's perfect.
Weight's good.
Bumping an inch.
Weight's
clean for line. Clean for
Bumping an
line.
inch, Jeff.
Brad Thiessen, Karek Martin, long time front end for Brendan Bottcher.
You're heavy.
What do you like here?
You heard Kevin say you're heavy, did not want to unlock that stone.
I like that most. Like back 8. Back line.
Clean.
Real big.
Clean. Oh, Sam. Uh-oh.
All right, Sam. Move it. Where's it?
Gotta move it, Sam. We're on a third of a rock here. Gotta move it. All right, Nate.
Just too much weight.
And handshakes now over on sheet D. It is another win for Brendan Botcher, 8-7 over New Brunswick, and we will see that team as the feature game later on today from London on TSN.
Yep.
One of the greatest ever to do it.
Whoa.
Juniors in Canada, 3-time Canadian junior champ, Tyler Tardy.
Curl. Hard.
Yes, Tyler, an alternate at the Brier before, but his first time at the big show, and I know very exciting. Your nephew Kathy and winning, your first Purple Heart, to earn it, to qualify, and to be here.
Won't be shot.
You know what? Mentored by one of the best to ever do it, Kevin Cooey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Number 2, Tyler, had the chance in his hometown out in British Columbia to come back and play one more junior. Decided, though, to go to the Brier or try to compete anyways, chase that dream.
Wasn't able to win BC in men's.
Room.
Line's good.
Room.
Whoa.
Trying to get to the pocket.
13-8. Should be like almost through.
Oh, dear.
Okay, boys.
And that's so tough, Kathy. Every time we were looking over, checking the updates, they were really having a strong game, and now just you get in those moments. You're taking on a former champion, and you look, hey, this is Kevin Cooey, and man, we're right in this thing.
And that's where you have to just check out of that thinking process. All game, I'm sure coming into it, you knew you're playing Kevin Cooey, and then you settle in and start making a lot of shots, but you can't start to do it is the 10th and we could beat Kevin Cooey, because next thing you know, he's line 4 in the 4-foot.
Line's good. Yep.
Line's
Heavy.
good.
Whoa then.
Hair bit of room.
Whoa.
Hair bit of room.
Straight.
Hard.
Straight. Hard.
No roll.
And you saw the time clock for Kevin Cooey, Team Alberta. No more timeouts. And it's funny, no matter what the roster is or what the lineup, it always seems as Kevin Cooey, these teams, they come right down to the wire on time.
Thanks.
Their alternate is Ted Appelman, who's very familiar face back home in Alberta. Longtime competitor, great curler out of the province. Sam Follett, and you mentioned it, just a great young team here at the 2022 Canadian Junior Silver Medal with Nathan Young. Brier last year in Lethbridge, make your debut, that 1-7 record, but just gathering and soaking up all that experience, trying to bring it here, trying to get this one in, little tap inside. It is still shot stone belonging to Alberta.
Wow, they almost touched that top yellow stone.
Save that for next shot.
They're not sure, they're on, they're off, and then they get off. And watch how close he comes to ticking the yellow at the top. Yow.
We can't wait to use all the time. Time out, and then next shot we have nothing.
Just watching it go.
Worst shot at the back. Yeah.
Try to play some kind of tap.
So down to skip stones here in 10, Kathy. And Kevin Cooey to deliver his first. Just where do you want this? Guard? High guard?
I think that he's trying to protect against the tap, because the other side is really tough to get to the button. And that little angle tap or touch on the stone just thrown by Sam would be the play. And Kevin trying to take it away.
Don't kill it.
4 Brier titles all time for Kevin Cooey.
Brad. Hard, Brad. Gotta go. Really gotta go. Really gotta go. Hard, Brad.
Trying to close the
Hard.
hole.
Keep going. Yep. Keep going. You're good.
Well brushed.
Shot.
Well, those two that he has, two of the strongest brushers in the game. We saw it with Brendan Botcher for years. Finally, in that fourth final, broke through and won their first
Kinda
Brier
like hack
championship.
or something tapped to there. Leave the shooter there.
That's all I'm seeing. Unless you think you can get through that. That's might not even help.
Not really any good.
So
is it?
timeout,
Like, even
Jeff
if we
Thomas will make his way to the
No, they're just one.
house.
I think we just gotta nose the yellow with like hack weight, backline weight. Hack.
We gotta roll this one off.
That one, yeah.
You gotta hit it. You gotta hit this a shade, just a shade.
I think
high.
Lot. Pardon?
You
No.
gotta go hack then. You're throwing back line, you're just leaving them in off.
Let's go hack weight, nose it.
It's pretty much.
Twice.
What? No. We're trying to paper this sideways.
We know that, Benny. Just hack.
Hack, yeah. Is that Max?
Nope.
Looks like Max.
Okay, let's take it in a little bit then.
Yeah, I spin.
You have to hit the red on the outside. And don't need a lot of weight. You just need to be able to move it because you'd like to leave your shooter right where you hit that yellow stone at the top 12.
This is pretty delicate surgery, though, Kathy, isn't this shot? This is.
Yeah, but what's your other option? The intern and hope that
Good
it
hack, eh? Should be pretty close.
curls really hard. You're having to go around a stone at the top of the button to be on the button.
Not a lot of options.
Clean.
Nathan Young,
Close. Whoa. Whoa.
just
close.
20 years
Whoa.
of age and a
Whoa.
second
Whoa.
Brier
Hey.
appearance.
Hard, Ben. Hard, Ben. Hurry.
Here comes the tap. And might have, not what they were calling, but might have tapped it in for shot stone.
He also opened up the other side now, too.
It's close.
Might be.
I've seen this like 16 times.
And just remember, Alberta, not a lot of time left and no timeouts.
I have no idea.
Back 8.
It's only got 26 seconds.
Yeah, just trust that it'll be straight. That looks like a ton to me.
You don't lose the game if your time runs out. You just lose the ability to throw any more stones.
Correct.
Clean. Little less.
Well, we haven't been on this game, but we heard Tyler say we've seen this shot about 15 times. So clearly this is the outturn, which is his favorite, that they have thrown over and over again.
So with 3 seconds to spare, final stone on the way in 10, Kevin Cooey.
Lean. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Curl.
Thiessen trying to carve it over.
Hard, Brad. Whoa.
Knife it over.
Straight.
On, now
Whoa.
off.
Curl. Attaboy.
Man, and who needs time when you're Kevin Cooey? Unbelievable to get in the hack, all that experience, and he pulls it off brilliantly again.
He throws with 3 seconds, with 5 seconds. He's never shoulder checking. It's
Kind of hit the left one first. With,
something
I think
that
we
many
throw
can't.
board
He's
cover.
a special player, always
Gotta
has
hit
been
the
when
center
it
line
comes to
one
this
first.
championship.
Clean your rock for you.
Okay.
The arm was fine.
I don't even know what the
Board
call
weight.
is.
Board weight out turn.
No. Yeah.
I'm going to my
wasn't there,
analyst
though.
here,
Yeah.
Kathy. What's the shot?
He's calling thin on the outside yellow, but even if your rock goes through, you have to catch the back one as well. I don't know. I'm surprised that he's maybe not playing the draw. It's a tough draw.
Not a lot of options again, though, unfortunately, for
Ben.
Nathan Young.
Nate, close.
Ben.
Down by 1, final stone in 10. Can he somehow pull off some magic and find a way to score one, force an extra?
And that was there for sure. I just don't know how you got shot. But what a great game for Nathan Young and this Newfoundland and Labrador team to push Kevin Cooey to the 10th end.
Kevin Cooey, 4-time Brier champ. Trying to become the first skip ever to win 5. Randy Furby, the great Furby, of course, with 6. We're up our coverage next from London. This was our feature when it all began on this Tuesday morning from London, and a win for Manitoba versus Nova Scotia, which brings us to the game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, proudly serving Canada's favorite coffee.
Well, a really important sixth end for Matt Dunstone, struggling after a oopsie, but got 3 for Nova Scotia and seemed to be shaken up. And then a big steal when Manuel missed his first in 7, really led to that 8-4 victory. I think that Matt Dunstone is going to be talking a lot with his team. What went wrong today? The numbers show that they were better, but they need to be much better.
So for Matt Dunstone, regardless, it was a win, and he just continues to win. As you check the standings, Dunstone improving his record. Kevin Cooey also improving his record as well. So the top 3, you know, they're starting to pull away on the left and on the right side. Botcher 5-0, Gushu 4-1. That was a big win for Mike McEwen, now at 3-2. So a lot of action still to come, but the top 3 on each side will qualify for the playoffs. And just a reminder, this is Can't Miss TV. If you love curling, you're going to love this one from London. Brad Gushu, 4-1 record, defending champ, taking on Brendan Botcher, the Brier champion from the Calgary Bubble, 5-0 record, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, draw 11 at the Tim Hortons Brier. It is day 5. Great to be back in London, hosting the Brier for the first time since back in 2011, the year that Jeff Stoughton and Team Manitoba won it. Who will be crowned champion this time around in 2023? We can't wait to bring you the games, the storylines, and all the action from here in London on Canada Sports Leader, TSN. Thanks for watching the Brier. We'll see you later on this afternoon.